And great you to be here to be on a Saturday afternoon. You could have done a lot of other things, but you're here. It means that you want to learn something. Okay, so we are going to have this very nice 3 hour journey in which we are going to learn first what it is required to be a web app developer, how to get a job in the industry. A lot of you are from different industries. A lot of you want to be a web developer. So what is a web developer? What is the difference between a web app developer? Those are all things we are going to learn. And plus it's a certification course. You'll get a certificate of course, but the attendance link will be shared in the chat. In the chat we'll share the attendance link. Okay, so let me say I on. Okay, so in the chat the attendance link will be sent only in the chat, nowhere else. Okay, nowhere else. Live chat the attendance link will send. There will be two attendances. One will be at the start around 3:30, and one will be towards the end at around 5:30, 5:45 towards the end. So it is from 3 to 6. Okay, so hello all. So it will be like that. So two attendance forms will be taken. I will take you through all those things. First 15-20 minutes I will brief me about myself, what you need to do, what all those things we are going to tell. And after that we're going to start with HTML. Yeah, and one more thing is that HTML is we're going to cover everything in HTML, but the CSS and JavaScript we're not going to cover everything. We're going to only touch the surface, because a lot of you might think that CSS and JavaScript, we how we can do it in such a less time. Yeah, we cannot do it in such a less time, but you're at the right place. In our website, in our like YouTube channel, there are a lot of CSS and JavaScript. You are going to see a lot of live streams there. In fact, previous week we had a React.js live stream. So every month what happens, the first week of the month is CSS week, second week is JavaScript week, and third week is React.js week. So we have that every month, and that time we have the full course, like a 4-day course is there, and that is also certification. But right now we are not going to just touch the surface, because a lot of you are from some other background. You want to know like what is there. So in the 3 hours we're going to complete the HTML, CSS and JavaScript will touch the surface, but then also we're going to touch good surface. Okay, so let me also say hello all. I think visible. Okay, so hello all. Okay, let me share my screen now. Okay, a lot of you might have not interacted with me. So this is me. My name is Navindu Vishwas. I have quite a bit LinkedIn family, and the other thing is that I'm a corporate trainer. I train in big companies like in Bangalore, Hyderabad, and all those places. But I was not always a corporate trainer. I'm a trainer also. We have our own courses also, and I'm a tech YouTuber. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, which you can visit any other time, I'm an author also. Okay, so that is the tech author, and but past 1 year only I'm corporate trainer. Previous that I have worked in, like right now, so I'm working in the industry. So for the past 16 years, like I'm in the industry from 2004. So past 16 years I've worked in various software development roles. So if you go through my LinkedIn profile, which is my online resume, you can see all thing about me. So I started in 2021 at my hometown of Bhopal, like this TWD. So we conduct physical batches also, and we have online batches also. But my last job was in Bangalore till 2021. I was an associate architect there. Okay, I was an associate architect there, and this other thing. Okay, RU certification, you'll get creation, you'll get the certificate. You you attend a lot of things, so a lot of our classes. So if you attend a lot of our sessions, you know how we give the certificate. So this is not your attending from the first time. So please, the first time only, not start asking about certificates. Okay, so that is it. So because a lot of people here don't know a lot of other things. Okay, so this is there. I started from 2004, and because you should know from whom you're learning, who is the founder of this TWD. So I started from Bangalore, then I moved to Mumbai. I worked in almost all big companies of the world, like JP Morgan Chase. I worked in L&T Infotech. I worked in Oracle also. And my last job was as an associate architect in a product based company in Bangalore. Okay, so but the past 1 year I was started as a corporate trainer. So this is about me. Okay, and this is about the company, and we are fully registered company. We have two full-time teachers. Okay, and those wonderful teachers are going to teach CSS and JavaScript next, and they only take CSS and JavaScript. One is Mosam and one is Hari. And beside this, we have community manager. We have a lot of other things like interns and all those things we have. So we are a small startup based out in Bhopal, but most of our employees are remote. Okay, so that is there, and this is about our company. And we are a fully registered company, so you'll get a good certificate with all the GST and perfect certificate you're going to get. And someone was asking about the certificate, so let me tell about the certificate. So this is the attendances. Okay, so these are the attendance. So, and one more thing, I think I am live on LinkedIn also. Okay, so but please watch it on YouTube. Okay, if possible, please watch it on YouTube. Okay, so this is the certificates which we are going to give. These are the certificates. And the certificate as it is there, subscribe to these are mandatory requirements. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram. Then what you are going to give, and I'm going to give it like send, and I'm going to shorten, and I'm going to send it this thing. So you'll get a certificate like this, in which you have to fill your email should be correct, because please don't come back later on that email was not correct, because the certificate, we are not going to courier you. This certificate will come on your email only. Okay, so this certificate will come on your email only. You give your name should be perfect, because this name is a name which will be printed on the certificate. So sometimes people give a wrong name. No, don't give the wrong name. And the thing is that we are doing so much, so we want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, so you have to give your username, not my username. I know my username is the web dev. Okay, I know that thing. So you have to give your username through which you're subscribed to a channel. Okay, so you're watching it on YouTube, it means that definitely you have a YouTube like you have logged in through your Gmail or something. Instagram ID, we are big on Instagram also. We do daily shorts and all those things regarding means in my channel, what is it required to be a web developer. So please do subscribe to our Instagram also, and link your Instagram, and tell us a bit about you. Who are you? Production support student or something? And please, if possible, give your LinkedIn profile. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, mention you don't have a LinkedIn profile. It's okay, but you will be benefited if you give the LinkedIn profile. So that is there. And as I've told, this attendance will be given at around 3:30 p.m. IST, like another sometime from there, another 20 minutes, after 20 minutes. And this is another certificate. So just one form will not be given, attendance form. This is the second attendance form which will be given towards the end, 5:30 to 5:45. This will be given again, the same attendance form, but we want to be make sure that everybody attends it. Okay, so it is not like that someone is attending at the start and then they go away. So it is not like that. We want you to attend the complete thing. Okay, so that is about this. And quickly let me talk about something, then we are going to start with HTML. Okay, so all of you here are first thing is that I want to tell what you should do. Actually, what is this web development and all. And because a lot of confusion is going on in the industry, some people will say you to learn data science, some people will say you to learn PHP, some people will say you to learn Python and all those things. Okay, so you don't have to learn all those things. You have to only learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React.js. In today's world, you have to learn only these four things to get a job. Nothing else you have to learn. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. Don't see here and there and all these things. All this on my right now on my tab, right now on my Chrome, I have opened 4 5 tabs. Everything is a web app. This is not a website. This is not a website. This is not a simple website. This is a complicated mechanism. When I will send you this thing, and when you register to this, I will get a actually Excel. I will get a Excel. I'll get Excel. Arbitration. If you again ask for the link, I will kick you out. Please don't ask for the link 10 times. Okay, please. I will just remove you from this chat. Okay, the next time you ask, I have told that I will give at 3:30, so I'll give at 3:30. And I have seen you a lot of time, so don't think that I don't know who you are. So please don't ask again, or you will be kicked out of this workshop the next time you ask. Okay, so that is like that. So that is there. And so this all these things are like all these things. What happens? All these things are a web app. All these things are web app. This when we are going to give you this attendance form, so it will record everything. Like it will, like, you don't have seen the backend. The backend is very nice. Like what happens when I send you this, and when you add your response, what happens, we get it in a nice Excel sheet, and everything is recorded. So this is a Google form. Okay, this is a Google form. This is not a website or all. This is a web app. Okay, so this is a web app. And then this site, you see this site is what? This site is a very complicated, something known as a mind map, which is very very front end heavy, very very front end heavy site, in which all the sites are front end heavy. So everything like this, I'm clicking this will be closing. So this is not again a website. This is a very complicated web. In fact, this is all is stored in the database. Okay, and so this all are known as web apps. So the world has moved to web app in 2010 when Facebook was launched. Besides this, everything used to be I don't think anyone would have known, because you all are quite young. So earlier everything used to be desktop app, so you used to click it and open it and all those things. Okay, so desktop app, and month stack is something related to this only. Okay, so month stack is that in this React you add Node.js and it will become one stack. One stack means MongoDB, Express, React, and Node. So Express and Node are like same. MongoDB is like very simple, like it is a database, very simple. But the main thing in the one stack is also React. So Node is very easy to learn. React is the main thing which is there. And the other thing I will tell you that tell is that tell no web development you should not learn nowadays dbms, no. So all those things are very old things. You should not even touch dbms and now. So mongodb is there. Mongodb is a totally json based database. You don't need to learn dbms and all. Okay, okay. So like I think arbu creation is like he needs to get out, but he's on time. Okay. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so okay, so you should not learn the dbms. Okay, so dbms like mongo, even you should not go towards the front end like back end development. That means start you learn the front end development, because in any company like startup or anything, the every app is like front end heavy. Like if 80 front end engineers are there, only 20 back end engineers are there. Yeah, and yeah, some people thinks that okay, man is stack is that much, like man stack you should learn. No, every, even if it's a 5 to 10 people company, the back end people will be different and the front end people will be different. So try to concentrate on the front end, not on the back end. Back end is there. Okay, so but try to concentrate on the front end. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so then hello Muskan and all. Okay, so one sec. So you're asking from LinkedIn, it's okay. Okay, so the next thing is that I want to tell something, and after that we are going to start. And so the next thing is that, so this all things are okay. So I have tell you very little technologies. You don't have to learn hundreds of technology. Only these four technologies you have to do. Then but learning four technology, what will happen? You will learn four technology, then what? Then what you need to do? What is required for you to get a job? At the end of the day, you require a job. Yeah, if you are engineering student, or if you are just a BCom student, it doesn't matter. Whatever you are, if you are a student, you need an internship. If you are looking for a job, you need a job. Like if you're not a student, and there are so many jobs in web development that you just need to do some things, which I'm going to tell you next. So you need to do something, and those are the three secrets which I'm telling about. So first thing is that you need to do some networking. Okay, you need to do some networking. What is this networking? Networking means you have to do some networking on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook groups. So nowadays the world is like that. You cannot be like living in your own world. You should be very social, and social on the right platform. LinkedIn is not like a Facebook or something. Okay, LinkedIn is a platform in which you showcase your talent, in you showcase your projects and all those things. Okay, so all those things you showcase there. Okay, so that is there. And so see this guy is my intern. So how do we showcase your talent? Okay, so and whoever is my intern or whoever knows me, I tell them one thing: first have a good profile on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is your virtual resume. So LinkedIn has given me all the things which I have done till now. Okay, so this he have updated is very good. And he was a mechanical engineer, and he is now an intern at our, he has got like more than 5 to 6 years of gap is there. So like he had done a lot, and he's one from our physical batch also. And he has now, he's an internship at my place. So he is an intern at my place. Okay, so that is that. He is a TWD. And what he does, so he posts his projects. All these projects which he does, he posts them, because I told him to. because this is what I tell everyone to post. Okay, so this you post and all this thing. And then what I happens, I just like tag them back. So if they tag me back, I tag them back. So this is what you have to do. You have to showcase your project, or else nobody will learn, or nobody will know. He did a very good Spotify clone and all this thing. So you have to do this thing. He did a very good Tinder clone. So all these things you have to do. You have to add your contact, like wherever you want to get a job, you have to add people from there. So this is something which you have to do. And not only him, like okay, one more thing I will going to tell. So this is something which you have to do. Twitter Twitter is gone. Okay, Instagram is also there, and Facebook are very good groups which has got a lot of jobs actually. And then there is a daily action. So if you are not from the IT background, and you are doing something else, then also you have to code 2 hours daily. You have to code 2 hours daily. That is a must. So, and if you're a student, you can code more than that. But I know college work is also there, and college teaches some very bad technologies. Like someone is asking me about C and all those things, and those things are not required. Okay. Mm, yeah, Git and GitHub you should know, and there are no classes on that. So those things are very small. You can learn it from the internet anywhere. So Git and GitHub, or else I think our s- our YouTube channel is like a Wikipedia. Okay, we have everything. Like, if on our YouTube channel you go, I think I have a GitHub basics also. Because what happens, GitHub requires some setup when you're doing it for the first time. Next time onward it is very easy. So I have a Windows PC. This is a Mac, you might have seen. This is a Mac. So I have a Windows PC also. When I took that Windows PC, I did the GitHub setup there. So I think most of you are having a Windows PC. So you can watch that video and all, or you can watch some other videos. So GitHub is not that tough. Okay, so that is what I was telling. You have to code to us, and then you have to do the challenges. There are some challenges like 100 days of code, or 100 days of project, or you can do. And there is one more challenge which I found out. This 30 days of code. This coding challenge is very, very tough. Why it is very tough? Because you have to code for 100 days continuous. It is not easy. So what I am grateful is that a lot of people who come to this workshops or boot camp, they understand what is this. If you can search it, it is like awesome thing. If you do this thing, there is no one in this world who will not give you a job. 100 days of code is very, very tough challenge. So one person like this, he is not my student anything. He just attended a workshop, and he just he's a learner. And he took this thing. Okay, he uh, got it 100 days of code or 100 days of challenge. What you have to do, daily code something good and post it on like Twitter, and this with this hashtag. This is the hashtag. He didn't did this thing, he did something else. Okay, he did see this, he did this. There was a thing. No, there is something which is a bit diluted down version of it, which is known as 30 days of code challenge. And he did it, and he did it for 30 days continuous. And now you'll ask, okay, it is very easy, I'll do for 30 days. What is this? So what happened to him, I will show one thing. Okay, so why it is not easy, I will tell. Okay, so he continuously coded for 30 days. So he started this challenge, and you cannot take even 1 day gap. Okay, even 1 day gap is not allowed, and you're gone out. See what happened on this day. He committed to this challenge. See, you can see this picture, what happened on this day. On day 4, he had to go to a wedding. Now he's gone. This is India. We have always have relatives, we have weddings and all. On day 4, he have to go to a wedding. What he did, he did this. And this is the commitment. This kind of people get job. He coded it on the bus on day 4, so that he cannot miss that thing. On day 4 he could have missed it. Okay, and he could have started again, but he didn't want to start it again. He coded it on the bus. I'd seen a lot of people who do it for 4 5 days, then something life happens and all those things, and they give up. This guy coded it on the bus. If he will not get a job, then who will get? Okay, then who will get? Okay, if this kind of committed people don't get a job, then who will get? Commitment is required in coding. Okay, so that is required. You have to do commitment. So that is that. He coded like continuously for 30 days, which is like amazing. And I also promoted him. He's not my student or nothing. Okay, he's not. He wanted to get into development. He's from some other field. Okay, so that is there. And he coded for 30 days, and he did me, and I just repost his post. And if I repost something, magic can happen. Why? If I repost anything, if I repost any of you, if I promote any of you, there will magic happen in your life because of this. I'm a LinkedIn influencer. I have around 25,000 LinkedIn connections. Those who don't know, LinkedIn has a cap on 30,000 connections. So I am on the higher side. And my LinkedIn connection is not like that. Okay. I have my like LinkedIn connection have got all the top people because I am from the industry. I had also given interviews in Google, got interviews letter from Google, Microsoft, Uber, all those places. And I have worked in the industry. So I in my network, I have the all the big CEOs, startup guys, and all those things. So I'm in this entrepreneur world for the past 1 year. So I have a lot of these people who keep on asking me for React this developer and all. A lot of HRs are there in my contact. So if I hashtag anyone, so you all might be from Instagram, hashtagging means what? If I hashtag anyone or if I at the rate anyone I do, it goes to all the things. And those of us who get certificates from me, those who get certificate from us, I promote them also. Like how we promote. Okay, 1 second, I will tell. So that's why we are asking you to give the LinkedIn profile. So if you have, please give the LinkedIn profile. I am going to tag you back. So how I am going to tag you back? 1 second. So this is live on LinkedIn also, and we have something. Okay, so this is not like daily we have something on the YouTube channel. On LinkedIn also we have, but please do attend on the YouTube channel. Okay, so like this. So we take a 12-hour web development bootcamp also once in a month. So that will be now next month only. So this is something which you do, and we tag all the people. See, some of most of them have not given the LinkedIn, so I've given a name. But whoever give their LinkedIn profile, I have tagged them. This is known as tagging. So I hope you all know. So this is known as tagging. So I'm going to tag you all people also, when like this, I'm going to tag you all people also. Okay, so on Monday I'm going to tag you. That is there. So we will now going to start with HTML because we have learned all those things, and hope you all are inspired to get into web development. So web development anyone can get into. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So now I will give the attendance because a lot of people are asking. So this is, I will give it. Okay, and this is attendance one. Please mark it. Okay, so I will give ATTENBANC attendance one. Attendance one. Let me give on LinkedIn also. And you just have to fill this attendance one, and we will give the attendance two also. So only two attendances are there. Okay, we'll give the attendance two also. So that is there. Please start filling it, and it is very easy. Like fill it, and you have to some submit button will be there. You have to submit it. I am not seeing that, but you will see that because I have given you the link to fill that. Okay, so that is there. Now enough of talk. We are going to start with HTML. Okay, we're going to start with HTML. So for HTML, I'm just going to create a new. Okay, so even before that, let me tell one more thing. Yeah, you can have HTML. You can code for web development in anything, like in a normal code editor, normal Notepad plus plus. But it is not recommended to code on Notepad plus plus because a lot of things comes with the lightweight code editor. Nowadays there is a lightweight code editor known as VS Code. It's a very lightweight code editor. In fact, it is so light that i3 fourth generation also. And one thing I will say that please try to have a laptop. Okay, but it is generally, I have seen people coding on mobile, but it's like very difficult. Okay, so I think it is available on mobile also. Okay, so that is there. You can see, I think most probably it is available on mobile. So it is very easy to install. It is completely free to use from Microsoft. It has got a lot of features which I'm going to tell, and you have to download it. I'm getting for Mac, you'll get for Windows. Again, I have a tutorial on my channel in which I did install for the Windows. In that I did for GitHub also. So GitHub installation was also done at that time. Okay, so that is there now. So we're going to code this. So if you install it, it will be shown like this, something like this. It will be shown. Okay, now Now what? Now I want to open some folder here. So how do I do? I create a new folder. New folder. So I'm right. Okay. HTML basics. I write. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to click it, and this VS Code, this is the easiest way to do it. Click it and drag it here. Click it and drag it here, and it will open. The easiest way to do it, without any terminal. There are ways to do it with terminal also, and I will suggest you to learn it soon, because after JavaScript, React.js is there. Okay, so that is the fourth thing you should have to learn. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. And React just requires a bit of, not that much, a bit of terminal knowledge. Okay, terminal means the command line. Okay, so that is there. Now I'll make them side by side. Okay, and now I will create a file known as index.html. Why index.html? Because all files have an ending. So HTML files have a .html ending, just like a PNG file, a PNG. So programming files have some programming language ending. So HTML is used to create the bare bone thing of our website. Like CSS is used to give the style to it, and JavaScript is used to do the, like, if I click on it, what will happen? Something will happen now. So that thing have to given with JavaScript. So index.html I have created. Now HTML codes have a basic structure. HTML code has a basic structure which we need to give. So that basic structure we will give with the help of VS Code. That was one of the reason. That was one of the reason we had VS Code. So I'll give a not here, not, and then I will give a tab, not and tab. Okay, not and tab, and now not and tab I have given. Let me increase a bit. Okay. So you will see that some of the thing is there. Now for front end, it is not required to learn Bootstrap framework. Bootstrap people learn because they are afraid of CSS. But you'll see in some of the companies, Bootstrap is used. Bootstrap is actually very easy. We are also planning to have a Bootstrap also included in our CSS. Like soon, some Bootstrap classes will be there. We're planning to have next week or next to next week. But we generally teach through CSS Flexbox and Grid. That is the most pure way to learn, like thing. Like we teach with like CSS and Grid. Okay, so that is there. You should not install any package. Nowadays VS Code comes with all package involved. Okay, so that is there. Some other, one package I will tell which you should install for HTML CSS. So that is there. And now what I've done, again let me tell, I've given this not, and then I've pressed the tab. So it will give this HTML skeleton. So what is HTML skeleton? HTML skeleton is a skeleton which is required for HTML. So this is the cool thing about VS Code, or else I have to type this whole skeleton by myself. Okay, so I don't want to do that thing. So let us go through, but it has given the skeleton. But what is the skeleton? Let us go through the skeleton. So in this skeleton, you'll see that first thing is a doc type HTML. So what is this doc type HTML? Doc type HTML means it is HTML version 5. Okay, one sec. Somebody's at the door. So this, sorry. So this doc type HTML means it is HTML version 5. Okay, so after this we have this HTML lang is English, means language is English. Then we have a head, then we have a body. So what is this? Lang means English, like the English language is English, and HTML is there, and HTML is starting, and HTML is ending. Okay, then we have a head tag and body tag. So in the head tag we have something related to whatever is required for our CSS and all. Okay, so there are some things like this VS Code is written, so I can change this here. So like I can do it HTML. Okay, so you're going to see what will come. And there's one more thing which is important in the head tag, which is this meta. Meta is something to do with the digital marketing or the SEO of the site. So this is known as the meta tag. So what is the SEO like of the site? Like you might have heard this term a lot in the, if you have done something like digital marketing or something. SEO means search engine optimization. So what does this meta tag do? In meta tag, you can give a lot of keywords like maybe for this Visual Studio. So this is Visual Studio is from Microsoft. So what happens? See, suppose I go to Google and I search for free code free code editor as such. See, the first one is Visual Studio Code is coming, top free 12 free code editor, and the link is also coming here. The same link, how the same link is coming here, how the same is, the attendance link is provided just when you talked, there are the three chat above it, the attendance link is there. Okay, so please see all the chat. So just when you have Vishnu Pawar, after your there is a Nitesh, and then there is a attendance link is there. Okay, Notepad plus plus you cannot use, as I've told you earlier. Notepad plus plus is, you should not use Notepad plus plus. This is 2020 to 2023 is coming, that is very 2010. Okay, you should not use it. And so see, this Visual Studio Code is there, and you will not get this feature in Notepad plus. So I just hit this not, and this came and it is not there. Okay, so see, someone is also asking this thing. So Visual Studio Code is there. Why it is coming? Because the meta tag contains the some keyword here, like the engineers have put that thing, and Google works like that. Google bot checks your site, like it scans the whole of internet, and it checks your site at whether that keyword is there or not. Okay, so then this title I have written, and now we'll go ahead, and we'll write something more here. So that is like h1 I'll write, and h1 I'll write, and write a like HTML crash course. Java HTML is all about writing inside the body tag, writing inside the body tag, what writing inside the body tag, this tag. So we'll teach all the important tag, you should not go beyond that. Okay, so h1 is there. Then what I'm going to do, I will write a p tag, and see, again the VS Code thing is there. I'm giving p and then pressing the tab, it is coming. Okay, so that is there. So p tag is there. So p tag is paragraph tag, h1 is my heading tag. So I will like, I'll put this thing, and I will save it, and then I will save it. But where do I see it? So I have to open this. Okay, not this. I have to open the Finder and all. So in my desktop there is a HTML basics is there. So I'll click here, and this index.html will, I have to open this thing. So index.html, you can open it any browser. By default it will open in Safari. I do not open in Safari, so I will open it with Google Chrome. So it will open in Google Chrome, and I will see like this. Okay, see this thing. So HTML basics is coming here, and then HTML crash course, which is like big. HTML basics is this. Okay, so this is coming here, and this is paragraph tag is coming here. But someone asks why should we use VS Code? So one thing I have already told, why should you use VS Code? So why you should use VS Code, because it has got like this skeleton came. Now I will show another feature of VS Code, that is like, and again I'll do a P, and okay, I want to give some paragraph, so better give some paragraph known as lorem. Okay, so what is lorem? Lorem ipsum is a thing which is like a dummy text, which is like created like 200 years back. Lorem I did and did this thing. You can search it on Google, like lorem ipsum. It's like a very old, like earlier newspaper used to have this lorem if something, because I want some dummy content. I cannot always give some content like on the top of my head. So this dummy content seems like a real content only. Lorem ipsum. Okay, lorem ipsum. So this is, it is inbuilt in again in VS Code. You have to write LOREM and then press the tab. It will complete it. Okay, so this is the lorem ipsum. Then I will save it. But I've saved it, but it is not coming. I've saved it, but it is not coming. Why it is not coming? Because HTML code doesn't just reflect. You have to go and you have to refresh it, then it will come. So it is not a good thing. And here again VS Code comes to a rescue. If you go here, and this is known as extensions, this tab, we were in this tab, now I'm in this tab. This tab is known as extension. You can add some little like packages in it. Okay, someone was asking about the packages. You can check it on yourself. A lot of packages, I have a lot of packages for React and all. Okay, so that we have not yet learned, but we are learning HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and for that there is a very important package known as live server. So you have to install this package, live server. You'll see this first package from Ritvik Day. So Ritvik Day, only this package from Ritvik Day, you install. It has got around more than 2 crore downloads and all. You have to just install it. And when you install it, so what happens, it will get installed. So it is very easy. Like, you do not ask 100 things, just install it. I will get a disable, you'll get an install. Just click on it and it will be done. So that is it. Now this index.html is there like this. Now we'll start with everything else. Okay, so as I've told, okay, so how to start it? So you have to right click it. So once you install it, then right click it, open with live server you have to do. Okay, I'm not here to tell. Okay, so open, it is opening in Safari. Now the benefit of it you'll see. So if I go back here and open it, some URL is there. Okay, I'll open it. So now what happens, suppose I remove this thing, cut it and remove it and save it. See, it automatically refreshes. Actually a reload happens automatically, but here the reload doesn't happen automatically. I have to go here and reload it, then only it will go. So here the reload happens automatically. Okay, so that's why we are going to use live server from now onwards. Okay, so that is it. And as I told, the next thing which you have to do is to learn about different tags. HTML is all about learning about different tags. So like this h1 is there. Okay, so then I will do 1 2 5 6, then h1 is there, then h2 is there, then h2 is there, then h3, h4, h5, h6. So these 6 tags are there. I will save it. So h1, h2, h4, h5, h6, all these 6 tags are coming like this. Okay, so that is there. So there are different sizes. So these are known as a heading tag, and paragraph tag is this. I can have another paragraph like lorem. So there is one thing here. This h1 tag and the heading tags and paragraph tags are also known as block level element. Okay, they're also known as block level element. uh, so why they're known as block level element? Because there was a lot of space left here, like this crash course, like a lot of space left here, but still everything is taking in its own line. So that's why they are known as block level element. Even this could have come here, but this is taken in its own line. A little bit of space is also there, so they are known as block level element. So that is there. Now the next thing which I'm going to tell is that we can also have like this. There is something known as comment. So I will put a heading heading maybe heading tag, and then I will comment it. This I will put paragraph tag, and I will comment it. Okay, so what is happening, this you'll not see it here. Okay, and how do you comment it? You select it and press the control backslash, you press it and it will be done. So this comment doesn't show for the user. So see, this is the user. See, this user is not seeing it. This is the end user, this is the coder, end user, coder sees it. So for when you come back to this code, this is for your reference, this is for your friend's reference. This tags are for them. So we're going to the next important tag, which is known as a link tag or an anchor tag. So we'll do a link tag. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to select everything and do a control backslash. It will give this is known as comment. Okay, then I'll do a, and this a, I have to give any site name. Okay, a here, and I will give the, okay, so I will give this and okay, give this and this in the href I'll do, and then here I will write twd blog I'll write, and I'll save it. See, now this anchor tag will come like this. Okay, twd blog. So this, it will come like this, and then if I click here, see what will happen, it will open it. So this link tag you might have seen a lot. So this link tag, so it will open at this place only. Okay, this is my blogging site, so the link tag will open in this site only. So that is like this. So this is the anchor tag which you all might have seen. So in the href you have to give something, but you might have noticed something. When I'm clicking it, it is opening in the same tab. Actually, this is not a good user experience. The good user experience is like it should open it in a new tab. And so for that we have to do one thing. Okay, so again I will give this thing, and so then what I will give, okay, I'll give my LinkedIn profile. Okay, so I'll give my LinkedIn profile, I will give my LinkedIn profile and I will write Bendu Align. So if I write it like this, same thing will happen. Like target, I have to give another thing in which I have to give target equal to underscore blank. Target equal to underscore blank. I have to give. Okay, target equal to underscore blank. I'll give, and then see it is come here, and I will click it. It will open in a new tab. It is not opening in the same tab. It is opening in a new tab. This is opening in the same tab. So target equal to blank I have given, because of that it is coming like this. This is a very important thing, and this is a hard, this you have to do it like this one. And one more thing I want to tell about this anchor tag. See, two anchor tags are coming in the same line. If I have like more anchor tags, it will also come in the same line, because these are inline tags, inline, same line. These are not like a h1 tag and a paragraph tag, that heading tag or paragraph. This will come in next line. No, this is coming in the same line because they are inline. Okay, so that is like this. Some of the tags are inline tag. Okay, so that is there. Now the next thing which we are going to see is list. We're going to see list. Lists are used a lot. List tags. So there are two kinds of list. Two kinds of list. Let's select everything and comment it. Two kinds of lists are there. So one is known as a UL unordered list. Here I will have a list item, and I will have a item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and second is known as ordered list. Second is known as ordered list. So unordered list comes as this dot 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 will come in the unordered list. Ordered list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 it will come. So if I make it 1, 6, it will a number will be there. So this is ordered list and this is unordered list. So they are like that, ordered list and unordered list. Now we are going to learn about a very very important tag, which is not only important in HTML but in important CSS, JavaScript, every other thing. Anyways, the main thing like the skeleton will be done with HTML only. So that thing is known as a form tag. But before going there, I want to do one more thing, is the horizontal rule. Because we have done a bit line, so horizontal rule creates a line, and there is another tag known as BR means break row. It will give a space. So I will make this form tag between this, because we have come a bit down, so I'll have another. And then inside this I will have a form tag. I'll have, and then I will select it all and comment it like this. And then inside this form tag is also group of tags. Okay, so it will come as form like this. Then okay, so form, inside the form we will have a lot of tags. So we will have a lot of tags inside the form. So first thing I'll do a label. So form tags have a lot of input tags. So a lot of input tags will be there, and input tags comes in combination with the label tag. Okay, I'm going to show everything. So label is the label for name, and there will be a input. So where are this form tag is, let us see where are the form tag input type text, and name will be name, id will be equal to name, id will be equal to, so that will see later on. Id button will see later on. Okay, id is name. So then we'll have another. So this one will be age, input type is number, and this is age, and this is age. If I save it and see, you get this thing. So all of you know this thing. So when you log into Facebook or register, mainly register in Facebook or any other place, you have to give a name, age, gender, and all those things. Okay, so that is taken by form. Even when you go inside Facebook, so what is form used? Form is used to take the data from the user and send it to the backend. So it's how it is send it to the backend. Those all things we tell it in our like JavaScript. For that you need to know JavaScript. For that you need to know JavaScript, so it will not show any error. Okay, so might be some error. So let me see. Okay, no, it is not error. See, there is no more than 19 responses are there. So I'm getting that. So some error is from your side. So please, you have to fill all the required fields. So if you don't fill the required field, it will definitely give error because there all the fields are required. See, this all the fields are required. Every field is required here. If you don't fill the required field, it will give error. So and maybe some problem you attend problem with your like network and all, because the form is working completely fine, or else I would not got this many things. Okay, so please check it out. So that is there, and so we'll do, and then okay, so okay, and one more thing let me do. If you are not from our WhatsApp group, so let me invite you all, join this WhatsApp group so please join this WhatsApp group. Okay, so you can join this. Okay, so we'll go further, and okay, so I was telling about this label and font. So this, as I told you, you might have seen it all like Facebook and all, you might have seen this thing. Okay, so this here I can type anything like my name, I can type an age, I can type anything, but number is having, see this up and down thing, so I can increase it also like this. Okay, so that is something which I can do it here. So label and input are there. Okay, so what is this label? As I've told, label always come with pair with the input. So these two are a pair and these two are a pair. How do I know they are a pair? Because this, there is a for item, is the for is name and id is names, these two should be same. For is age and id is age. But what is this name tag then? Name tag then. Type is number. We know what is type is number. Type is text. I can type text. I can type number. But what is this name is equal to name and name equal to age? When this data is sent to the backend, forms are mainly created for that. Right now we are not seeing backend code and we're not see. But when something is sent to the backend, when something is sent to the backend, then this name is used. We are going to see that thing soon. I'm going to show how it is sent. Okay, let us see some more thing, because the form tag doesn't end here. And one more thing I want to do is that I want this two to be in the different line. So we have not learned CSS again yet. Mosam is going to take CSS net. So what I'm going to do here, div is something which you're going to see a lot. Div is a block level element. Okay, so because see here everything is a inline, like label, input, everything is a inline. Okay, so I will put this inside this div like this, and then I'll have another div like this, and then label I will put here like this and cut it and save it. So it will come one after the another. Because div is a block level element. Then I will also have a BR because it is still very close. So I'll have BR and it will be like nice. So still it is ugly because the beautification is done through CSS only. So the next thing which we are going to learn are like a text area and a drop down, a text area and a drop down. So again I will going to do the same thing, BR and the div, and the label will be there, and for message, message, and TEXTAREA, text area for okay, call and rows I don't need, and message, message, message and message is there, and id is message and this is message, and okay, so that is it. Section tag is like it is known as a semantic html. It is like div only. Okay, it is like section tag is like div only. It creates a block level thing. Okay, so it is not, it doesn't have any spatial meaning, section tag. You can learn about semantic tags, like it is not necessary to use semantic, you can use div everywhere. So that is it. So label and text area. So this text area is something which is the multi-line thing. Okay, so you can give multi-line. So this is good. Okay, so this is like this, you can give multi-line. Text area is very popular because the post and all we give it through text area. So now the next thing which we are going to see is drop down. So div label for color, and select name will be same color, id will be same color, and then option will be value will be React color, how can it be React? So it is red, red. Have patience, I have not completed it. So problem with the Instagram generation. Yellow, yellow. Okay, save it. See, so this is drop down. So this is the drop down is coming, and drop down values come through this option tag, which is inside the select. Have this option. So this value is actually very important. Value, you'll see this value is something which will go to the backend. Select, inside this select, this option is there. This option is the thing which you see in the drop down. So this, we were creating a drop down. Drop down is, you'll see in almost every side the drop down you'll see. So the next thing which we are going to learn, a very important thing, one is like a so form is only the most important thing in HTML. So the next thing which you're going to learn is the checkbox, again a very important thing. So I'll do a br and a div and do a h4, what do you own, and input, input type, I'll do a check box, name is equal to vehicle1, and value is equal to bike. You might be seeing I'm not using the label because I'll use the label later on. Label you can use later on also. ID equal to bike. So I will use the label. Label, one of the main thing of label is to give the text. Okay, so label I will give the bike and bike, and then I will come here and give a CH vehicle, vehicle, it should be vehicle 2, and this is car, car, car. So like this, these checkboxes are like this. Okay, so you can select not only one thing, you can select multiple things with these checkboxes. They're very important, but all the checkboxes are like different. So name is different. So name is very important thing which I'm soon going to see. Vehicle 1, vehicle 2. So these are the checkboxes. Value is again something which will go to the backend. We're going to soon going to see. So now the next thing which is like the checkboxes which we are going to see are the radio boxes. But radio boxes are used to take only one input. So radio boxes are very popular to take the gender. So I will have a h4 and do a gender, and in this I will have a input type radio, and name equal to gender, and value equal to male, and id equal to male, and label is id is male, male. Okay, so that is there, and I will have a this female, 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 and female, like this. Okay, so id is female. Okay, so here the radio box one. Radio box is that you can select only one thing at a time. The moment I select the other, the first one goes away. And one of the reason is that the name is same here. Name is gender, gender. Here the name is vehicle 1 and vehicle 2. So that is also main thing in a radio box. Input type radio. So we are done with most of the things, but I want to show two more things. And there is a very good site like and W3C, but there is a lot of things here, so you'll get confused if you come too much here. So, but there are two things which I want to tell soon. Like, what is the input type date? Input type date is like something, and this a lot of things were added in 2015 when HTML version 5 was released in 2015. Actually, before that, other HTML versions were there. So this input type date I want to show because this is like very wonderful thing which came in 2015. Earlier, we had to do a lot of coding for this thing. So what is this thing? So this will give me the date. So what is the date? So this input type date is something you can come here and see a whole calendar will be done. And this is something which nowadays every website have, like you have to enter your birth date. So you can select anything here, like select anything here, like select anything and you can select the date. So this is very wonderful thing. Another very wonderful thing which came out from HTML version 5 is that input type file. Uh, this is something which you see a lot in a site like naukri.com and all, where you have to upload your resume. Although some other backend logic also required, but the thing is that, can you explain form tag? I'm explaining all the form tags only. You can go through this recording again. I have explained all the form tags only. These are all the form tags. Okay, all the form tags only I am getting explained. So we are doing form tags for the past like more than 1 hour, past half an hour. Okay, so that is there. So this is the input type file. So input type file is what? Input type file is something which I can select a file like this. I can select a file. So this is input type file. So that is all is okay. But the our form tag is done. Like we have seen all the important form tags out there, including some very good one like birthday and death. But it is okay to get the data from the user. So this form tag is used to get the data from the user. But how do I send this data to the user? So I send this data to the user through a button tag. But there, this button is a special kind of a button inside a form. This button is like button you have to add something more. So because button tag is like I'll have another button tag. Okay, so after the form button tag I will have another button tag, and this button tag will have a click. Okay, so this button tag should have a, it is mandatory to have a type equal to sub submit. Type equal to submit should be there, and this button tag is like normal. Whenever we have a button inside a form, I should always have a type equal to submit. There is something special what happens with that, and I'm going to tell. So this name, I'll give this name. So now see closely what I'm going to give. Okay, so then this is good. This I will select as blue. So I will select both of them, bike and car. Select mail, select any date, choose a file, maybe this one, and then I will click on send. Closely watch here because we don't have time and I'm not going to tell again. Closely watch this and this thing. I will do a send. A refresh happened, but before the refresh it submitted something. So let me cut this thing, what it submitted I want to see. I'll cut it and I will paste it here, and maybe I'll comment it out so that you don't have to see. So see, this first thing is that name is Nabendu is going. So what is this name again? So I was telling the name is very important. Name is actually this name, not this name. Name is equal to whatever I type here, it has gone. So this data goes to the backend. Age is, then the age is going, like this is how the data goes. Age 40, message is going, this is good, plus plus is added, color is going from the drop down color, the value goes red, green, blue, whatever I say, not this thing, but whatever is inside. Checkbox vehicle 1 and vehicle 2 different goes. Gender is going like male, like then gender will go like one only. So that's why the this name is same. Then the birthday and this is going. So I will keep this thing here, I will comment it out actually. Okay, so that is there, and there is a difference between this normal button. See, normal button I will click, nothing will happen, but this is a special button. If I click, this forms get submitted and this get refreshed also. The whole page get refreshed also when I click a button which is inside a form. So that is there. Now we are going to see the last thing here, and which is a image tag. Okay, without image there is no website. So image I will take from a very good site known as Unsplash, in which you can get the royalty free images. So here we'll go, and there are two ways to take an image. Okay, so one way is like going it here and then downloading it. Okay, one way is the most common way. If I have downloaded it, and then I'll come here and create a new folder which is images. I will do, and this images, and this is known as like, maybe I will make it a bit small. Then I will click it and put it here inside the image folder. I put it. Okay, so then I want to show this thing. So how do I show it? Okay, so we'll see the image tag, and image tag is shown by img src I have to get to this folder. So I'll go to images slash del.jpg and I will mention del Dell laptop. Dell laptop. What is this alt? I'll come back to this. I'll save it. See, it will show this big Dell laptop, but it's not showing good. Actually, in CSS we can do a lot of things here, but here we can only give the width. There is a property known as width equal to maybe 600 and 𝐻𝐼GST height equal to 400. I'll do save it. So this will come like this. So this is click me is also coming. Okay, I should have one more BR here. Okay, so this is also inline. Okay, so this is coming like this. There's another way to give the image, and that is like img. I'll show the another way is to directly take the source of the image, and this way also you will see a lot. I have to right click any image to get the source. Right click, copy image address, then I can put it here. And this, I don't know what it is. This is like decoration. So alt I will give. So this decoration, again I will take this, it will come very big. I'll take this width and height. I'll save it and it will show like this. Okay, that is okay. So this is how images are shown. But what is this alt? Alt is something which will be shown if the image is not mentioned for any reason out there. The image is not shown. So maybe I can either change this or I will make this wrong. So maybe this wrong. So the developer can also do wrong sometime. It happens that the internet is slow and it will not load. So I'll do this unsplashes. Okay. Now where is this? Okay. What happened here? Okay, so see, this site is not there, so it was not able to load it. So see, a broken image has been shown and the word decoration is been shown. So this will be done at that time. Okay, so image can be not of any format. It's like jpg, png, and some of the images are only supported. Jpg, png, and webpg is one another thing which is supported. You can check it out, but not all images are supported. Okay, jpg and png is only supported. Okay, mainly try to do give this to thing. Okay, so I'm done with the HTML. Now what will happen next class will be taken by Mosam. We will take the CSS now, and go. So Mosam will take the CSS and
Hello, and a warm welcome to all of you on the most demanding day of the week, that is Saturday, where everyone is waiting for this particular boot camp. So let me see one thing. Okay, so I hope you all have liked the content what we are taking right now, and you all have hit the like button also, because that will help the people who are looking for such kind of things to get those things in a very desired manner. So I hope this will help you a lot. And one more thing which I just want to tell you, that uh, we are covering only the basics part here. We are covering only the basics part here, so please don't expect anything in the depth, because we have only limited time today, and in this limited time we need to finish all the things also. So okay, one more thing which I want to tell you: total HTML completed or anything else? HTML almost we have covered the main things, what is being required or what is being actually adopted during the live things. And one more thing, there will be two attendance form. Okay, so there will be three attendance form. Okay, so those who filled all the attendance form will only get the certificate. So please don't ask for the certificate if you have not filled the attendance form. Okay, so those who filled all the attendance form will only get the certificate. When we share the attendance form, we will inform you in the live chat, and also here in the session, so that you can fill it and you can get the certificate. The certificate will be sent on your mail ID which you provide, so that you all will get it. Okay, so let us start with CSS. CSS as the most demanding thing, most, I can say, magical thing. These days I call CSS magical because as soon as you write the code, you get the output immediately and instantly. And one more thing, total HTML complete. Yes, image can be in any format, sir. Yes, image can be in any format. You only have to link the image. And option value. Option value you can put at your understanding section, div, article, main, all are same thing. It's a kind of a block level element. Section, article, div, main, all are same. So wait a minute. Let me do the setup. So we have our folder CSS, and I hope you all know here. So we have linked it, and I hope the font size is visible to all of you. So we have index.html as our main file, its main HTML file, and this will be our main skeleton for CSS. Now, let me tell you one thing. Before going to that, I hope you all know what is live server. And what happens in real time front end development means how project started, how front end, in real time you all will be given a real scenario where you need to do or prepare a real thing depending upon the demand of the client. So for this you want to practice, you can download the front end mentor, or you can refer the front end mentor site. I will show you that site. Front end mentor. This is a site which is, I can say, almost relates to the live environment. So here are the challenges, and based on your expertise, see, you can see here news homepage. You can prepare this with the help of HTML and CSS. This is a single page developer portfolio which you can prepare with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So based on your expertise, you can accept the challenge and do it. I hope, Mr. Viresh, I hope Viresh, your query answered by now. So this will create a line. So let me tell you a project which, okay, so let us go this with the QR code component. Here, if you see, this is the layout, mobile layout and the desktop layout. And if you go inside the challenge, you would have a starter file. So you need to download the starter file, link this with your VS Code, and there you will have the idea that what all things they have provided. And based on that things, you need to prepare the structure, which is this. So this is actually very similar to live environment kind of thing. So now let us go back to CSS. Okay. Okay, thanks. So what is CSS? CSS is basically cascaded style sheet which has come into production in 1995. Okay, it is being managed by W3 School, and uh, in 2015 a major upgrade has been happened in CSS where CSS Flexbox and CSS Grid has been added into system. The need for CSS Flexbox and CSS Grid is to make the web page responsive and to fix the things in a very proper manner. Now, real world front end development using users React.js. Yes, you okay, yes, use React.js, right? So now, okay, okay, fine. So W3 School manages HTML, CSS. Okay, and one more very important thing, there are three ways in which you can add CSS. So let us see the ways in which we can add CSS. So we have, first one is inline, second one is internal, third one is external. So these are the ways in which you can add CSS. So I hope you know the importance of placeholder, because as soon as you saved it, it will start reflecting here. So what is inline, internal and external? Inline means in the same line. In the same line means you can see this line h1. So here in the same line means you can apply CSS directly to this HTML element. Here h1, h2 and h3 are called as HTML elements. So here directly let us try to apply the CSS directly to the HTML element. So I have applied a aqua as a background color to the CSS. So you can see. Okay, I have some interview questions also with me, which I will tell you time to time. So please keep a note of those interview questions, which will help you. And these questions are being, I can say, collected from around 30-40 interviews, where these interview questions are found to be common. Okay. So so let us have some interview questions also. So in how many ways you can add CSS? So there are three ways. Now out of these three ways, which one is the most powerful? Understand the word powerful. So inline is the most powerful method in which you can add CSS. Why powerful? Because you can apply this directly to the HTML element. Fine. Now let us see the internal. Internal applies here. Now in this, let us apply to the internal, and same way we will apply the background color, but in a different form with hash double F double zero double. So it comes some kind of a red color. So here, if you see, as soon as I have saved it, it gets applied here. Now, if you see, okay, let us have a font color also of a blue kind of thing. So you can see this font color is of a blue color. Now, inline means in the same line. This is inline, my dear friend. Okay, now after this, external means external. So external means externally we are creating a CSS file. So let us create external CSS file. So style.css is the name of the file what we have created externally. So .css refers to an extension of a CSS file. So let us apply the external CSS, and here also we apply the same background color, but you will use a different color format. We have so this is, but what is happening is, as soon as I am saving it, it is not getting added here. So what I found is that in these files there is no connection established. So let me have a connection now. So with the help of the link tag, we have linked both the files, this HTML file and the CSS file, with the help of the link tag, which is the h3. Now, if you have noticed here, I have added only colors in inline, internal and external. But okay, but before going to that particular topic, let us check out the another interview question as, out of these three kind of CSS edition, which one is the most commonly used? Try to figure out the words. Which one is the most commonly used? The most commonly used type of CSS is the external one. Internal is inline is the most powerful. Why it is powerful? Because it applies directly to any HTML element. You do not go to any of the head. In directly you apply this to the HTML element. Here, this H1 is called as the HTML element. Ravi Kumar, from where we should practice JS. Okay, so your query will be replied soon here in the live chat. Now, now, okay, so we have the interview question as which one is the most powerful? Inline is the most powerful. Which one is the most commonly used? Which one is the most commonly used? External is the most commonly used. Now, here, if you see this particular H3, now again the next interview question is what is a CSS selector? Here, this particular thing H3 is a CSS selector. Here, H3 is a CSS selector. Now, what is the declaration? This particular thing inside the curly bracket, which I have highlighted, is called as a declaration. This is called as a property. This is called as a value. So try to take the things, don't mug up the things. Try to correlate the things with your day-to-day activities. Here, this is a CSS selector. This entire thing is called as a declaration. This is the property. This is the value. Okay. This is also interview question. What is a CSS selector? Here, they will give you something and they will ask, what is it? Is a CSS selector. Here, H3 is a CSS selector. Now, after this, let us see the next very important thing here, which I am just discussing here. Here, if you three in all the three ways of adding CSS, I have added only color. I have added only background color. But here I have simply typed the name of the color. Here I have used some hash kind of pattern and here some RGB pattern. So why I have used different patterns? Because I just want to tell you that there are, or I can say that these are the ways in which you can add colors. CSS is all about colors, background, styles. So here, if you see, these are the ways in which you can add colors. So first one is simply typing the name of the color, which we have did as we have typed the name of the color as aqua. So there are around 140 color names which you simply type it and the color will be there for your reference. So you can type as red, green, blue, black, orange, red, purple, light blue, dark blue, like that. So there are around 140 color names which you can directly type it out. But if you see here, there are more than 140 color names. So in order to compile it in a something which is called as a hexadecimal color system, where we have a wide range. This range starts from 0 to 9 and A to F. So 0 to 9 and A to F. Fine. Now, this hexadecimal color system will start with hash. Fine. And it contains 6 characters after hash. The characters will be alphanumeric, which starts from 0 to 9 and A to F. Here, the first two letters will be of red color. The next two letters or alphabets or characters will be of green color. And the last two will be of blue color. Now, in the next color system, we can see the addition of color in a form of R, G, and B. Here, what is RGB? R stands for red, G stands for green, and B stands for blue. So a human eye can see any color in a combination of these three colors only. Here, if you see here, a human eye can see a color using a combination of these three colors only. Now let us see some websites for for the reference. So we have HTML color picker, HTML color codes. So these are the official websites. So here if you see, these are the 140 color names which you can directly type it out. So you can see this kind of a light green. So this is, you can say, here you can have their HS hexadecimal code, you can have their RGB code, and you can have their HSL code. Now what is HSL? We'll tell you in some time. Now after that, you can refer to the next site, which is called as, one second, which is the HTML color picker site. So what is this HTML color picker site? HTML, Karthik, I will tell you classes, IDs, box model. I will tell you everything, everything. Let the time come. Or in case you want to take it, you are also welcome. Now after this, okay. So this is the HTML color picker where you can select the color and you have the different shades of the color. So you can have, now what is this HSL? HSL, in this HSL, H stands for hue. This is the H where hue contains the colors. So you can have copy it and paste it. S contains the saturation. Saturation means the sharpness, and L contains the lightness. Lightness means the brightness. So these are the website which you can refer. Now let us have some paragraph. So we have a lorem here, and let us style this particular paragraph. So we have P, and in this, let us have some font size of 30 px, font weight to bold, and we have some text decoration to overline, and also we have text transform to, let's say, uppercase. And what else we can add? We can have letter spacing of 0.3 em, and also word spacing of 0.6 rem. So let us discuss now them. So what is font size? Font size, hope you all know what is font size. Yes, you all from a technical background or electronics, or sorry, or from an engineering background, so you all know what is a font size. Now guys, next is font weight. Font weight, as you all know what is font weight. Font weight is the boldness of the font. Text decoration. Text decoration, we have the values as overline, underline, line through, strike through, like that. Text transform, where you can have the text as uppercase, lowercase, or normal. Letter spacing. Letter spacing means spaces between the letters, and word spacing means spaces between the words. Okay, so these are the things. Now let us add font with the help of font family, where you need to minimum select 3 available fonts. So let us pick up the font which is called as a Arial, Helvetica, and Sans Serif. Now What is this Arial, Helvetica, and Sans serif? These are called as the traditional fonts. Hope you all know what is these traditional fonts. Now, these days, Google fonts are also come into practice because Google are now into our each and every part of our life, and for this particular reason, Google have added or Google have created Google font also. So here, with the help of this Google font, you can make your web page looks more attractive, more decorative, and even more in a different kind of fashion. So here, if you see, so let us try this Open Sans. So this is the font. Let us change it and let me. Okay, it seems high. So let us pick this one. We will import this. Control C, and in the top we will paste it. Now we have imported this Google font to our VS Code. Now how to add it? So the name of the font what we have added here is the Open Sans. So let us copy the name of the font, and here so with this we have added the Google font here. So you can see the difference between now and earlier. Now, now if you see here, we have the Google font here, but why the Helvetica and Sans serif are there? Why? Because these are called as fallback fonts or the secondary fonts. Now, what is this fallback font and secondary font? What is the need of this fallback font and secondary font? Why? Because if sometimes I am using this particular thing in a Google Chrome and somebody is checking in Safari, and let us say or let us assume or let me say that, for example, Safari does not support the Open Sans font, so it will pick up the next available font which is called as the Helvetica font. Or let me say, if Microsoft Edge does not support the Open Sans and the Helvetica font, it will automatically pick up the next available font which we have given as a sans serif. So that is a need to give these fonts which is called as the fallback fonts. Now these fallback fonts are very important because these days there are so many browsers being available, and all these browsers have their some have some limitations with them. So that is why these fallback fonts are being given. Now after this, let me have another paragraph. But what, why it is happening here? I have given, I've created another paragraph, but what is happening here? This particular style set, what we have given to the first paragraph, will get applied to this. Why it is happening? Let me see. So why this is happening? Because here, if I give or if I create 100 paragraphs, it will follow the same set of styles what we have created for the first paragraph. But now in order to get rid from this particular situation, classes and IDs has been introduce. So we'll use the class for the top paragraph as class top, and we will apply p dot top. So see, this particular style set will gets applied to only this particular paragraph what we have created. Now this is called as a class. It starts with dot, and same class can be used multiple times. Now there is another way which is called as a p, sorry, which is the id, and we will use the name of the id bottom, bottom. Now what we will do, we will target this id also. Control C, hash bottom will use the font size as 20, sorry, font size as 22 px, and also font weight to bolder. So this particular set of style will apply to this particular paragraph which contains the id as bottom, and after that this particular will get applied to this particular class which has a class name as top. Now after this thing, let us see the next important topic which is called as the box model. Now the interview question: how to identify a class and how to identify a id. So dot is used to identify a class, and hash is used to identify id. Now the second thing which can be used multiple times. So classes, same class can be used multiple times. Okay, now let us see the next thing, box model. So let me do one thing. Here if you see, now we need to switch to Chrome, because Safari will support here, we will support till here only. As I've told you in advance that every browser has a limitation. So Safari has a limitation that it does not show us the box model. Now see, if you see this kind of thing, this is a box model. So you can see so many boxes are there. So this is a box model. So now let us see what is a box model. So here a box model contains of four things. First one is the content. This is the content. Outside this content we have a padding of, let's say, 20 px. Padding means space around the content, the space around the content which is called as padding. Now after this padding we have a border. Let's say border of 4p, solid of black color. So we have a border. Now this border here, if you see, this border is 4 px width, have 4 px width, solid, and of black color. Now after this border we have margin. Margin of, let's say, 10 px. 1 minute. Now we have margin of 10 px 10 px. So let me let us try to understand with the help of this box. So we have this as a content. Outside this content we have padding. Outside the padding we have border. Outside the border we have margin, and all these things will be around all the sides. So after this content we have padding, which is on all the four sides. After this we have border, which is again on all the four sides. And after the border we have margin, and this margin is again on all the four sides. So one thing which I want to tell you, please fill the first attendance sheet. The link is already been shared in the live YouTube chat. I request you all to please fill the first attendance form. There will be 3 attendance form. So the first one has already been shared. Second will be shared in some time, and third will be shared after some time. So I hope you all have filled the first attendance form. Let me see the reply. Latest. Okay, and one thing very important. Those who are not in our WhatsApp group, so I request you all to please join the WhatsApp group. The link for the WhatsApp group has been shared in the live YouTube chat. I request you all to please join so that you all will have the updates, and we all will have the current things what is going on in the channel, and you all will take the most out of it. Okay, we have so many things which is going on, we have so many contents, we have so many batches, we have so many classes, we have so many series going on every week. Every Saturday we have something, every Wednesday we have something. So you when you are there in the channel, when you are there in the WhatsApp group, you will have to have the understanding as what is going on here. Now I hope that you all have filled the first credit form. Let me confirm. Can someone please confirm that you have filled it? So let us see some 20-30 yes in the live YouTube chat. I will wait for a minute. Already filled first form. Yeah, great. Yeah, great. I request you all to please fill it and confirm us. There will be total of 3 attendance sheet. First already been shared. Second will be shared in some time, and third after some time. So I guess only one person have filled it. You will get the certificate, but when you fill all the 3 attendance form. The link of the form we will share only in the live YouTube chat and nowhere else. So please follow the live YouTube chat only, not the talk chat, the live YouTube chat, because the session is live on YouTube. So you will get to see all the things in the live chat only. When you press the top chat, you will get a option below the top chat, which is the live chat. So click on that in case you didn't find it. So can I request a confirmation from all of you that have you filled all the attendance? Have you all filled your first attendance sheet? So we'll give you another 1 to 2 minutes to fill it. Okay. So only Prajak, Nitesh already done with first one. Very good, yeah, very good. But I just want to hear from rest also. So second form will be given at 5:30. Okay, so my dear friend have already announced that time also, which is very good for all of you. So let us see some more confirmations. I guess you rest of the people have not filled it. So please fill it fast and confirm us back. So that's we will go ahead further. Okay, so now we will go ahead further. Now, if you see, so we are in the box model. So now box model is again a very important thing, and it is being and it is being asked a lot. So the question is, how many contents or how many items are there in the box model? So padding, sorry, content. After content we have padding. After padding we have border, and after border we have margin. So there are four items inside. I am also already filled. Are very good, yeah, very good. Now there are four items inside a box model. Now padding. Padding means padding will always be there in the inner side, and margin will be there in the outer side. So this is being asked, where is padding and margin used? Now let us see some ways in which you can have the padding and margin. So, so 1 minute. So Control X, and now what I will do once. अरे यार. Okay. So now let us see in how many ways in which you can have, or we can have, or I can have the padding and margin. So let me comment out this thing first, and now let us have the padding in the left, or let if I want to have the padding separate padding for separate size. So let us see padding of 10p x in the left, and a padding of 20 px in the top, padding of 30 px in the bottom, and a padding of 40 px in the right. So the content will look like that. So we have left 10, top 20, bottom 30, and the right in the 40. So you can see the difference here. Now after this padding, we have used the separate sides for separate thing. Now let us see the padding in a another way also. So we have padding of, let's say, 10 px and 20 px. So 10 px 20 px means 10 px is for top and bottom, and 20 px is for left and right. Okay, now let us see in how many ways you can add margin. So we can have margin in the top of let's say 40 px, bottom we will use 30 px, left 20 px, top 10 px. So these are the four ways in which you can add margin: top, bottom, left and right. Margin will always be used in the outer side. So similarly, you can have in a single line also. So we will use margin of, let's say, 10px and 30px. 10px is for top bottom, 30px is for left and right. So let me use this one. Now let me tell you one thing. Here, if you see in this particular peak dot top, I have added, I have used some units. The unit is px, em, and rem. So what is all this thing? Here, px stands for pixel. I hope you all know what is px and pixels. em and rem. px, rem, and em all are basically units of measurement. What are units of measurement? So in these units of measurement, let me tell you one thing very importantly, that, or let me correlate this thing. So let us assume that when you go to a grocery shop and you ask for sugar, they will give you in kgs. Or when you ask for soap, bath soap, they will give you in pieces. And when you ask for oil, cooking oil, they will give you in liters. Similarly to that, we have px, em, and rem. Here, px stands for pixel, and it works independently, where rem also is a unit of measurement which works independently. But em, if I say em depends upon the value of the parent. That is why px and rem is the most commonly used unit of measurement. Px and rem is the most commonly used unit of measurement which works independently. Now after this thing, let us go to the next important topic, which is called as the styling of list. So for the styling of list, let me do a structure. Let me prepare a structure. So I have a div, and in this I have h2 category. I use category as the header, and after this we use ul, and in this I use li into 5. So this is a shortcut. Li, in this li we have anchor tags. So let me have this thing as hash, because I don't want to go anywhere. And inside this thing we use category 1, category 2, category 3, category 4, and category 5. And here also what we will do, we will have a we will have a okay, so we will have a class categories parent class. So this class will control the entire structure what we have created. Okay, so this is the parent class categories which controls this entire div. And after this we have, our h2, and we have ul. Ul means unordered list, and In this we have the anchor tags inside the list item. So now let us pick up each and every item and do the style. Now here if you see we have h2. Now we need to actually disable this thing because here the same problem comes of this peak where we have added class. So what we do, we will comment out this thing and okay. So now let me copy the class, and now what I will do, I will pick up each and every item or element and do the styling. So now dot categories, and in this we will first use a border of, let's say, 5p x solid of black color, and before going to this, let me disable the structure. uh, 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 Let me remove it. Okay, so now what we will do, we have created a border. Now let us have some padding of 20px, so that entire content will have some spaces. Padding will always be used inside. Now what we will do, we will target this h2 tsc text align center, so our h2 will come in the center. One second, let me make it small. Okay. Okay, so we have imported a Google font also. So let us apply this font family open sans. So this is a font. See, as soon as we apply the font, the entire look changes. Now let us use a property which is called as a border radius, and with this property, and let us say 5p x, so that the sharpness have changed to the curved ones. Now after this let us pick the next thing here, which is called as the unordered list. 1 minute. So let us pick the next thing, which is called as the unordered list. So here what we will do, we will have the dot categories unordered list, and in this what we will do, we will use the padding to 0. So with this padding of 0, the entire thing will shift towards the left. Now after this thing, what we will do, in this UL, we will use ls list style to none, so that the dots will get removed. Now after this thing, we will target dot categories the anchor tag. So we have the td as text decoration as a none, and will give the color to black. And after this, what we will do, we will add the hover property dot categories Encontach a hover property will change the background color to orange. Let us see the hover property. Okay, and let us have increase in font size to 20 px. See, the font is also increasing. Very good. And let us have some more thing what we can have here. In this, the li is left, so dot categories li. We have some padding in the bottom of, let's say, 10 px. Okay, so let some spaces have introduced, and we have bb as a border bottom 1 px dotted of blue color, so that, and what we will do, we will have something here, margin top, let's say 10 px, so that it looks nice. So okay, so now what else we can add here? If you see that, uh, in this h2, where is the added to here? Okay, so let us use text decoration. Sorry, text transform to uppercase, so that it looks nice. And let us see in a maximized form, so it seems good enough that our styling of list has been completed. Now I will hand over the session to my colleague Hari Prasad, which will take you through the JavaScript part, or I can say the JavaScript basics. So 1 minute.
Hey everyone, so I think my voice is audible for all. So just give a comment if my voice is audible means. Okay. Yeah. So if my voice is audible, just yeah, okay, thank you. So we will go and see about JavaScript. A person asked me like JS is so deep, then how much portion of JS is enough to start with learning React? Yes, of course, JS is so deep. To learning React, a framework like that, this the next 45 minutes we're going to cover about some basics concepts like what is the purpose of using javas in the front end. Okay, so because this workshop is focused mainly on the to kickstart your career towards the web development, we are hit this 3 hours, and this 45 minutes is not enough to cover all the javascript portion, so that is not possible. For learning javascript you need to know about what is js. Just a minute. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, for learning JS, you need to focus on the basics first of all, and then you need to learn about the modern JavaScript ES6, and then we need to move on to the asynchronous JavaScripts. Once you are familiar with this, then you will go for React and Angular, whatever the framework that you like to go, you can go. That's absolutely fine. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let us see what is. Sorry for that. I don't have right. Right. So let us see what is going to be JS, and how, like, what is the purpose of using JS as a front end developer, and then how we can move on to how it is working and all. So for understanding JavaScript and what is the actual purpose of JavaScript, first we need to know about how the web works, like so how the website works, how the internet works, what is front end and what is back end, some basic things. If you're already familiar with, that's very good. But when it comes to JS, you need to know about where exactly I'm using JavaScript, right? So, and this 45 minutes is going to be a very kickstart only. Okay, so if you like to learn JavaScript for free, then in our YouTube channel we will conduct for like 10 days, we will conduct regular 1 hour JavaScript class. In the JavaScript classes we will cover from basic syntax to the absolute advanced and mastery level, like asynchronous process, and also we cover the DOM process and whatever the thing that is essential for covering React JS, right? So we will cover it, and meanwhile we also taken the classes for React.js also. So we will this month we will be provided a structured way of learning. Like once JavaScript beginner is completed, we will take JavaScript advanced. Once JavaScript is advanced is completed, we will move on to React.js. Like that, we will take a structured way of live classes. You can check it in the YouTube channel below the live, somewhere in the live section. You can find out all the live classes for JavaScript beginner and advanced and React beginner. So much of things it is available. You can check it out. Okay, so if you want, okay, you can check it. Okay, so let's see. First of all, before getting into the session, like before getting into the code, writing practical code, so what we're going to see, first of all, we're going to see about how the JavaScript is working and where JavaScript is using. So we're going to discuss. So just go for a website called as Wikipedia. You can able to see this is the website Wikipedia. Like most of you familiar with Wikipedia, right? So let us discuss right now. So if you persons you already you already know about web development, you already know about little bit on JavaScript, that's absolutely fine. And person who don't know anything about web development and JavaScript, then it will be a great session for you. And number three is, don't compare JavaScript with any other programming languages. Okay, so it is going to be, JavaScript is so weird, and it is not going to exactly work the same way like other backend programming languages are working. Okay, let me just see that how we can create, how the Wikipedia is working. We will see that. Okay, so how and where to improve the problem solving skills in JavaScript. If you want to become a developer, first of all, you can go and develop the project for creating the logics. Like each and every logic is going to be the problem solving. So instead of focusing on the problem solving, I can highly suggest that focus on developing things. Okay, so because at last you're going to develop a lot, right? So if you want to work with the DSA, then you can obviously use the platforms that are available for DSA. You can able to use that, and you can try to solve the problems and all. And I'm not saying like don't go for DSA. You can go, that's up to you. Like you can learn, and that is going to be very helpful to writing an optimized code. But when it comes to a development process, focus on development more compared to DSA, because you can learn it DSA on the way of learning development. You can learn it. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so let us go here. Let us see, if I want to recreate a website like Wikipedia, so what are the things that what are the text tag here is used. We clearly know that here it is used HTML and CSS, right? So here they have been used. You can see this is an image, and this is an anchor tag, and this is a h1 tag, right? So, and also you can see, if I hover, you can able to see underline, then it's going to be an anchor tag, and this is an image tag, and we have the UL tag, LI tag. These all are the tags, right? So by using HTML, we can able to create it, right? And also CSS is used. You can see how it is layout. Like Wikipedia website is not that good layout or website, but it is a documented website, right? So then it's very good, like it's pretty okay. So you can see that the layout, right? So this is how many pixels this image you want to show, and what is the font size, what is the font family, and how, like, I need to place the image at the left of the side, and we have so much of things, right? So they haven't used the box, and they give the border, and what they given they given some shaded color for this box. Like that, the CSS has been used, right? So if I right click and inspect it, you can able to see those styling in here, right? So this is going to be HTML. So what are the HTML they have given in this website, everything will be displayed here. So in the inspect icon, you can able to see it, right? So for example, this Wikipedia, right? So I just right click and I go over it. You can able to see it is a h1 tag. Inside the h1 tag, what they added means they added a span tag, and inside the span tag they given a class, and they given a wiki, right? So this is how they have been added. And the same, what is the styling that has they applied for it, we can able to see that, right? So the font styling, what is the font size they have been added, is going to be 1.8 m. They used the m property, and you can see font family is going to be Linux. Sorry, they have been used, right? And they use the line property, and so much of thing they have been declared, right? So this is how this entire HTML and CSS work, right? So then now the important thing is here, if I do something, right? If I interact with the website, if I, for example, in the input box, I'm asking for Git, and I'm searching something. Okay, you can able to see the pages get reloading, right? The pages get reloading. So what is actually happening? So this part is called as user interface. So what is user interface? User interface is nothing but how the website is looking. So how the website is looking for the user. So who is the user? Right now I am using Wikipedia, and then I am going to be the user. So if you are using YouTube, then you are going to be the YouTube. So how the website is looking, that is going to be the user interface. So the person who handles user interface, then they are called as client side developer, which means front end developer. So client is nothing but the person who is at last they're going to use, right? So they're going to be a front-end developer. They called as a front-end developer, and the user interface work they handling, the person who handling, they are called as the, that part is called as the front-end development process. Okay, so then what is happen, like for example, if I click git and if I am doing something, some pages get reloading and it is showing result, what is this? So what is happening? I don't know what is happening, but I'm giving something and it will be show the result according to it, right? So I'm not able to see what is happening in the user interface, but something that is backside of the user interface, it is doing something, right? So that is called as backend sorry, so that is called as backend development. So front end development is nothing but the person who develop the user, how it is looking, how, like you are a very good design person, you're a creative person, so how the website is looking, how it is cool, how cool the website is, and so much of user works and research works has been done in the front end development. And when it comes to back end development, there are so much of logic has been built. For example, you are making a payment and you are adding your credit card, you are giving your information, your name, email id, password, whatever, and you are purchasing some product and you are filling some form and you making some friend request, like, comment, everything, what is happening. So you can see that, right? So if you give a follow, like if you click the following button for someone in your Instagram page, what is what is happening? So they, whatever they are posting, it will be appear to your feed, right? So how it is happening, these all are called logical work. Something, I'm just clicking the button and something has happened back of the website and it is doing that work. So that is called as backend development. For example, the same example, if I search for something like GitHub, and if I click this button, you can able to see the pages get reloaded and it will produce the result according to it, right? So I simply say GitHub and I'm searching for it, and you can able to find, sorry, you can able to find it is giving result to according to that, right? So what is happening means, so whatever we are making, like whatever we are interacting with the website, and that website, and whatever we are interacting with that website, so that is called as request. For example, here what I'm saying, I just asking for git, here I just simply asking for GitHub, this is going to be a request. Okay, this is going to be a request, and this request is taken by the server, and the server is taken to the Wikipedia database. So what is database and what is server? Server is nothing but which handling your file transfer. Like for example, you are giving a request, it takes the information and it go for database and it again send the response to it. So what is database? So each and every website, they have their own databases. For example, they will store all your information. If you go for Amazon, you are giving your user ID and password, they will store it, because then only once you again coming for that, they don't ask for you, they just ask for you to sign in. Once you sign in, that it will be work, right? So this is going to be the process, and database is going to be the good one for that website. Okay, so it's like a good only, whatever we are giving the data, they will store whatever the information they need to access the website, and whatever the website, whatever the information that will help to grow their business, they will show it. So here Wikipedia, whatever the information Wikipedia can hold, it is an information, it is an information site, right? So it is going to be an like for education purpose, it has been made, right? So it has all of the informations, right? So they store it in a database. So whenever I'm asking, whenever I'm interacting, I'm asking for something, then what is happening, the request is taken by the server, and the server goes for Wikipedia database, and they will scan the entire server. What it will do, it will scan the entire server. So it will look for the keyword to match. If something with GitHub is getting matched, then it will match with that keyword in the database, it will send the response. So it will send all the data that is related to this keyword, it will send the response, and it will be displayed in the user interface. For example, if I give something like this, if I search for it, then you can find there is no result matching with the query. So what is this? Query is something that we are requesting, that is called as request. Like we are making something to, like I want something, that is why I'm asking for this website. And this is what happened, this request is taken by the server, it go for Wikipedia database, and it scans the entire database, and it is looking for any keyword to match. If no keyword is not, anything is not matched, then what happened, they will send that there is no matches there, like that they will send. If anything matches, then this response will be sent. Okay, so this is called as backend, and there are so much of things is here. Okay, not only this, there are so much of things is here, but right now this is fine. The important task, making a request and sending a response, getting a request and sending a response, this is what we need to do. And one more thing you can notice, that whenever we are making a request, the pages get reloaded. So why the pages get reloaded? The reason why the pages get reloaded is because it is a time consumption process, right? So what happen if I'm taking the request, the server need to take, and it will go for that particular database, and it need to scan, and again that information is shared via the server, and then only it need to display to my computer. Like it takes some time, not that much big time, but it takes some time. So in olden days, it is pretty like when we are using 2G, 3G, the speed, right? So that is what. So what it will take, make the delay, it will go slowly and it will come here. Right now we are using 4G and we are upgrading to 5G and so much of thing. What has happened? The internet speed is get away. The server make the request fast and it will send the request fast. So that is what happening. So that is what happening here. What we will do, it will send the response. This is backend. Okay. So right now for understanding JavaScript, we will go for another website that is going to be 𝗪𝗲. So what is this 𝗪𝗲 means? It is a social media platform for designers. Like they will post their designs here. Okay. So let us think like how can we recreate this website? Okay. Just think about that, how we can recreate this website. Okay. So let us see. I want to create a nav bar. So by using HTML and CSS, yes, of course, we can able to do it. We have so much of properties, we have so much of tags, and we can able to do it. Yes, of course. For making button, yeah, of course, I can able to do it. And this animation, hover animation, right? So what is this? If someone hover it, I need to make the background color to white. I can able to do it. And this is background, some GIF images running. So we can able to do that too. And you can see explore the words leading. This is H1 and very neat layout, and they make the searching input box to very clear, like that they have been made they have been mentioned, and you can able to see that. And this is a pretty hashtag they have been using, studying search they have been used. And by using HTML and CSS, we can able to do this. And once we done here, we can able to see a button here and then another button here. We can able to create it, and you can able to see the boxes, right? You can able to see the boxes, and those boxes, yes, of course, we can create it. We can use flexbox, gridbox to create the box layout. And once it comes down, you can able to see the footer, right? So we can able to create it, right? So here, what is the backend? For example, I click the sign up, you can able to see the pages get reloading. It will redirect to another page, right? And also you can able to see the URL is getting changed, right? The URL is getting changed. And this is something like if I just asking, interacting with the website, it is asking for it is server to display this page, right? It is go for the page and it is displaying that page, right? And when I click this button, it is going to use the Google authentication. So once it is done, it is also takes some reloading and it will do that. So right now, just understand, if any backend activity happens, the pages get reloaded. Okay, so that is the only thing here we need to understand. So but I just want to say, like, for example, if I click this button, you can able to see this H1 is getting changed. Sorry. This H1 is getting changed, right? So right now, in starting, how it is look like? It is looked like explore the world's leading design, and they are mentioned some of the paragraphs here, and you can see the background color, right? It is also working. When I click this animation button, now you can able to see that it will take some time and it is changed. The H1 is getting changed, and also the paragraph is getting changed, and also you can notice that the background property also is getting changed, right? So right now it is using another animation, but it is changed. When I click the branding, you can able to see the background is changing, and you can see trending brand design and identify and logos. It is getting changed, right? So if I click the illustration, you can able to see the H1 is changed, H1 is changed, how it is happening. And you can notice that something, I'm interacting with the website, but the page is not reloading. It is also making some change, but the page is not reloading. The reason for this is it is not something that backend is doing that. Something in front end it is doing that, right? If it is backend, then what happens? The pages get reloaded, right? So right now it is not getting reloaded. Means like something in the front end it is doing that. And you can able to see, if I click this button, it is showing a drop down, right? So if I click this button, it is showing a drop down, and I'm making an interaction, but the page is not reloaded, which means it is not backend. Something front end is doing that work. If I click the filter button, you can able to see a new tag is open, right? So what is this? This is also an interaction, but this is not backend because the page is not reloaded. It is something the front end is doing that work, right? And you can see, if I click this one, you can able to see that a new page is created, and inside this every information about that particular image is located. And how it is done? Something backend is doing that, not the sorry, something front end is doing that, not the backend, right? And you, and you can be able to see the into mark, right? So if I click the into mark, everything is get disappear, and also the page is not reloaded. Means something in the front end is doing that, not the back end, right? So what exactly doing this? The JavaScript is doing this, right? So now, what exactly doing this here? So the JavaScript is responsible for the dynamic, like making the web page dynamic and interactivity of the website, right? So what it is happening here means JavaScript is nothing but it is a front end framework, like it is a front end tech, which means it will take care about the user interface, the UI. Okay, what it will do means it will just manipulate the HTML and CSS, which means by using JavaScript, what we can able to do means we can able to create an interactive website. Right now we created, right? Just imagine if I click this, it will be a drop down. If I am clicking, it will be go down and go up. It is doing that, right? Just imagine if I click the drop down, the pages get reloaded. If I click the filter, the page will get reloaded. If I click this branding, the page will get reloaded. If the click the illustration, the page will get reloaded. So this will so if it is happens means whether we use that website, absolutely no, right? So we are in the era of speed, right? We are in the era of speed, and JavaScript is nothing but it will speak with the browser, and some interaction has happened, it will make the change. What it will do, for example, if hey someone clicks this button, you need to provide and drop down, nothing, you just want to provide a div, and then inside the div you need to give an 3h1 tag, and one is popular, another one is new noteworthy, and another one is marketplace, right? So the background color is going to be white, and the border should be like 30 pixel border radius, and you need to produce that. If someone again click this, then you don't want to show that, it will disappear, right? You need to disappear it. So what JavaScript is doing, it speaks with the browser. So whatever the browser you are using, that is not a manner, but it will speak with the browser. Okay, so what it is doing, it is speak with the browser to interact with. Okay, so it is just speak with browser to interact, and what is the changes it will make. So how it is happening, let me see that how it is happening. So we go for something called as JS engine. Okay, if I go for something called as JavaScript engine, so you can notice that JavaScript is nothing but it is a code, it is a file, right? So we will write in what? Native English, right? We will write some of the code files and we will write in native English, right? So how the browser is understanding that, how the browser can understanding that. So how the browser is understanding this means the browser will understand, the computer will understand zeros and ones, right? So then how the whatever we are writing in English, then how the browser is understanding, something called as JS engine, JavaScript engine is present in the browser. So it is varies from each and every browser. For example, if you are using Google, then we have another engine. Then if you are using Firefox, you have a separate engine. So what this engine will do means it is a translator. It will translate the JavaScript file to the bytecode. What is bytecode means? The misunderstandable code, like the zeros and ones, like low level programming language. It will translate it. Okay, so that is what it will do. Okay, so that's what it will do. So this engine is developed by the browsers. For example, if you are using Google developer developed this engine. If you are using Firefox developer developed this engine. If you are using Safari, then Safari developer developed this engine. Each and every browser has their separate JavaScript engine, and those engine converts the JavaScript code to the machine understandable code. So that is what happening. You can able to see JavaScript engine is a software that executes JavaScript code. So whatever I'm writing in JavaScript, if someone clicks that, you need to do something. How the browser understand? By using the engine, the browser is understanding. And the first JavaScript engine was created by the person called as Brendan Eich. So who is the person? Brendan Eich means Brendan Eich is the person who created JavaScript, right? So the main idea of creating JavaScript is I need to before JavaScript, everyone speak with the server and database to get the request and response, and they use the backend programming language, whatever available, they used it. And Brendan Eich just think about I need to create a language, and that language interact with the interact with the browser. So if and it makes the interaction, because in some interaction, not only some, most of the interaction, what we will do, we don't want any backend request and response, right? If I click the button, I just want to change this. So if for that I don't want to go for the server and come, I don't want to waste the time, and I don't want to make the web page more slower, I don't want to do that. right? So for that cases only this JavaScript is meant for. Okay, so the JavaScript is also called as client-side scripting language. You are hearing it right. JavaScript is not a programming language. Right now we can consider JavaScript as a programming language because it is 2022. JavaScript is can able to work with wherever we want. But when 1995 JavaScript was introduced, it is called as client-side scripting language. So client is the user interface. Scripting language is nothing but making changes in the user interface, right? That is what it will do. Fine. So the person who the Brendan Eich, he's the person that created the first he created the JavaScript and also the JavaScript engine, because he need to run that website, right? So he created an engine that he named, like he created for Netscape web browser, and that he named as SpiderMonkey. That is the engine that is used for Firefox right now. Okay, so right now there is another problem is also here. So what is the another problem is, just think about that. I have a JavaScript. Okay, so I have a JavaScript engine. Let me go with some example. I just go for something called as JSBin. What is JSBin? Is nothing but it is an online code editor. Okay, so here sorry. So what I'm going to do here, just consider right now. So don't focus on JSBin, I will tell later. Okay, let us consider what is JavaScript is a client-side scripting language. It is nothing but it is a client-side scripting language. So what it will do, it will just manipulate the HTML and CSS. Hey, if someone clicks this, change the H1. If someone clicks the button, change the background color, the theme switcher, like dark theme, light theme, how it is happening, JavaScript. If someone clicks this button, you need to change that. If someone clicks this button, you need to change that, like that. Okay, so it will do that. And how it is how the JS is doing that? JS speaks, what it will do, it just speaks with the browser and with the browser by the help of JS engine. So this engine is different. For every browser we have separate engine. So right now there is a problem. What is the problem means, I have a JavaScript code. This is JS, like JavaScript file I'm having. Let us consider we have an engine called V8, that is the Google engine, and that engine is created by Google, and I'm using Google. Okay, it is work 100% perfectly fine. Okay, it is working 100% fine only. So then the same code, whatever I'm writing JS, I'm using it with another engine. What is the engine? The engine is going to be Nitro. So it is the engine that is developed by like the Safari team. Okay, don't care about the spellings. Okay, so let us see the code. The JavaScript code is going to be same. The browsers are different, and those browsers using different translating engines. So here, what is the problem means, we cannot say that the Safari is also run 100% accurately what the result we get in Google. We cannot say that Safari is also do that. We can expect 98% the code will work. Some of them will not work. The reason for it, just imagine that you are visiting a tourist place and you just go for a guide, and a tourist guide is coming and he is explaining what is the place about, and he is telling all the history behind that and everything he will telling that. Okay, so you are 100% clear. Okay, so this place is like that and it will be like that. You are 100% clear. So the next year you are go to visit the same place, and you are calling another guide, and another guide come to you and he is explaining about the same place. Whether we can expect that the guide 1 and guide 2 can tell the same thing? No, even most of the things can match, but the guide 1 may leave something and the guide 2 may leave something, or the guide 1 what we can do, the guide 1 make some of the like is creative and all, he can make it, and the guide 2 he is know little bit only, like he's not a well experienced person, he know very little bit only about that place, like that. So then if it happens means, then we are not able to do, like we are not able to expect the same result what the guide 1 is given to us, right? So the guide 2 is different, right? Exact same thing. I have only one JavaScript file. If I run the website in Google, then it is working 100% fine. The reason, because it is our default browser. Whenever we are coding, we have some default browser, and we will code it, right? So then we will check it, okay, so it is working or not, like that we will we will check it. So this is going to be our default browser. But let us consider if I have a engine like Nitro, and if I run the same code, you can face some problem. The reason is the translator is different. Here the V8 is the translator, and here the Nitro is the translator. When it's come to Firefox, the translator is different. So they will make some changes, and the translating some, because they, if it is created by different developers and some application. For example, if I ask you to create a to-do list, okay, so then you will create by using some simple math and all, and some person will use some of the class based component to create that, and some other person use some of the function based component to create it. It depends upon the person how they are creating the to-do list, right? So it depends upon the person. Same like that, here the engine is created by different developers. So the Google developer will not know how the Nitro is created, and the Nitro developer will not know how the engine of Google is not created. They have their own methods, and they can use it, right? So they will use that, right? So each and everything is not going to be same. So if I give the same file, then what is going to happen? It will work here 100%, but we are not expect this engine is also translate 100%, right? So we are we are not able to expect that. Same like that, let us consider what is the solution for that. What is the solution for this problem? So the first solution is creating JS code for every browser. What is mean by that? So every browser has a different engine, right? Every browser has a different engine. So we need to create different code, like different JavaScript file for each and every engine. For example, V8 I need to create a different JavaScript file. Nitro I need to create a different JavaScript file from scratch. So then how it does look? Is it possible? Absolutely not, right? It is not possible. Let us think about how big the internet is, and how big, like how many of the browsers that we have. We have Google, Safari, Firefox, Brave, Opera Mini, Internet Explorer, and Edge, and so much of things, right? So some of them are not in market, but so much of things is available. If our client is using that particular web browser, it is not working there, then it is a problem. Then we are not able to create each and everything. Then what will happen? If someone gives me an project, then I need to stick with the project for creating JavaScript file itself, right? So that is not a great way. So for that only something has been introduced, that is going to be ECMAScript. So what is this ECMAScript? It has the rules and regulation. It is like a governing body of the JavaScript. Okay, so it has the rules and regulation. So it will tell to the browsers. It will tell to the browsers like Google, Safari, and the developer who creating the Nitro engine, right? Like who creating the JavaScript engine. It has some rules and regulation, and based on that rules and regulations only, JavaScript should need to perform in their browser. So based on this rules and regulation only, all the browsers develop their engine. So right now, no matter what is the method they are using and whatever the thing they are using, that is not a problem. But we can expect a more or less the same result the JavaScript will produce in all the browser, right? So this script is called as it is like a governing body, right? If you are going for college, the college has some rules and regulation, right? So if you go for the college, you should follow that, right? So even though you people are from different places, you need to follow the same thing. The same like that, it has the rules and regulation, and all the browser is following the rules and regulation and creating their engine. So now I have single JavaScript file. If I give to different JavaScript engine, then now what happened? Everything will be, we can expect, we are not able to say 100% accurate. We are not able to say, but we can expect that 99.9% it will go into same, because they are following the rules and regulation. They are following that. And some browsers are not in the market, like Internet Explorer, they are not in market. The reason is they are not updated to this standard. They are not updated. Not only that, several reasons is that, but if you want to run some of the file that has JavaScript engine, then you need to update your engine according to ES6. Yes, of course, ECMAScript is also has some versions. So ES6 is called as modern JavaScript. So what is modern JavaScript is? ES is nothing but ECMAScript. 6 is the version of it, right? 6 is going to be the version of it, and it is nothing but like the rules and regulations are getting updated. Like they are getting fined every year, or whenever they want to update, they will update that. And according to the rules and regulation, what the Google developer, Safari developer, and all the browser developer, what they will do means they will take this V8 engine. They will develop their JavaScript engine according to this ECMAScript standard. Think about that. Google is changing their engine according to the ECMAScript standard. So JavaScript decides, like, that is the reason why JavaScript is called as the language of web. And if you can learn JavaScript, has a huge option, because every browser has an engine, and those engine is responsible for running JavaScript, and that it follows the rules and regulation. Based on the rules and regulation, all the browsers accepted that, even though they are the competitor browser, no matter what, they will accept the rules and regulation, because if they don't accept that, means they are not able to survive in the market, right? So they accepted that and they will created this engines according to this ES standard. Okay, so ES6 is going to be the modern JavaScript, and after ES6 is nothing but 2015 there is an updation has happened. That updation is called as ES6, and ES7, ES8, ES9, ES11, like so much of updation has happened, right? Okay, so those are why they are not called as modern JavaScript. They are also modern JavaScript, but ES6 is the major updation, and so much of method and so much of advanced concept has been introduced in the ES6 concept. So that is why ES6 is considered as a modern JavaScript. So person asked, what if I want to learn React? You need to know about ES6, right? So you need to know about the basic thing, and you need to learn about the ES6 to get into React. Okay, without ES6 you're not able to write a single line of code, because everything is ES6 only. Okay, I'm not saying write a single line of code, but yes, of course, without ES6 and asynchronous knowledge, you are not able to understand how it is working. But you can able to code, but you are not able to understand. And these are the interview questions which will be asked when you are a JavaScript developer, like what is JavaScript and what it is used for, and what JavaScript engine, what are the engine that are available, and who created the engine first, and so much of things, and what is ECMAScript, what is CS6, and these are the common questions when it comes to JavaScript they will ask you. Okay, so this is all about that. So JS for front end, if I want to, right now JavaScript can use in front end, back end, everywhere. Okay, so because of this it puts a standard in all the places, and we can able to use in so much of place. For front end, JavaScript is going to be very easy. What you need to learn means you need to learn the basic syntax. So what is the basic syntax means? Like if you go for any programming language, some of the things, some of the concepts are going to be basics. Variable, like variable, data types, loops, functions, so much of things like that. So much of things, they are going to be the basics concept, and you need to know about how the syntaxes work. That is one. And the second thing is going to be DOM, right? What is going to be DOM means? DOM is nothing but it is an API. So what it will do means, by using the DOM only, we can able to manipulate the HTML and CSS. Like it just JavaScript is nothing but it is just a scripting language. It has some of the concepts and it has some of the algorithm, and it will do that, right? So DOM is nothing but it is an object. It has some properties and method, and by using DOM, what we can do, we can able to grab an element, and we can able to access an element, and we can able to do it, right? So that is what we can do with this DOM. Okay, so right now I will show you a live example. Okay, I will show you a live example. Don't worry if you like, don't try to understand the code, just try to understand what is happening. Okay, so that is fine. So what I'm going to do, I just going to create a new file, new folder, and inside this we're just going to open it with the Visual Studio Code. Okay, so here we will create 3 files. One is going to be index.html. Okay, so another one is going to be style.css, and I'm creating for another file that I'm creating for JavaScript. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create another file. It is for, I just named this as app.js. Okay, for JavaScript you need to mention it as a JS as your extension. Okay, so for learning, I just making some simple thing. Okay, I just going to create, this is going to be our front page, like the HTML page. I'm just going to create an h1 tag. Here I just say hello, simply like this. And if I right click it and I just say open with server, and the extension will be also shared in the previous lecture itself, right? I hope that you will understand. You will have that, right? So this is going to be the front, right? So we have that, and we will add the CSS. How we will add, like it is an external CSS. How, if I, for example, if I want to add a CSS, then what I need to do? First, I need to link it. So how we will link it? We will link it in the head tag, right? We will link it in the head tag. We will simply say link.css, and here If I link it, and now whatever the code that I'm writing here, it is going to affect this document, right? So let us see. I just simply say, sorry, background color, it's going to be something like this. You can able to see the color is getting changed, and I just mention it as text align. It's going to be center, and you can able to see it is affecting that, right? Same like that, if you want to run a JavaScript code in your HTML, you need to first link it. So how we can link it means, so we can link the JavaScript code below, like below bottom of the body. So why we need to link it in the bottom of the body is, the reason number one is, if you link the like you can able to link the JavaScript file in the top head also, you can able to link it. But why it is not recommended one means, because if your JavaScript file, if some problem your HTML before the HTML and CSS, if JavaScript file runs before itself means, then what happens, some of the code that already ran before, what happens, like before the HTML and CSS is rendering. The reason for the JavaScript is to manipulate the HTML and CSS, right? So before HTML CSS is running, the JavaScript is get run, then it's going to be waste of time, right? So what I going to do, I just going to use the script src. So you need to give a script tag, and instead of in the src file, you need to tell which file you need to add. So you need to use dot slash, and you need to give the app.js. Once you save it, so right now whatever the code that you are going to write, it is going to affect here. So here I simply use a method called console.log. What is this console.log will do means, okay, so what is the console.log will do means, whatever we are giving inside this console.log, it will display in our browser tools. So right now we see about the elements, right? Same like that, you can able to see a place called console, right? So you can able to see go is here. So this is used for debugging all our errors, all our like if I'm writing code, I need to check whether it is written written successfully or not, right? Before I write all other codes, I need to check that whether it is giving the correct answer or not. I need to check that. So for that place, we can use the console. Okay, so this is going to be like, this is the place where we get the errors, and we can able to use it for debugging and all, right? So here I use console.log, and you can see this is going to be the index.html page. If I use the console, you can able to see we will get this go. The reason is the app.css, like this file is successfully run, right? So that is the reason. So what I going to do, I just going to create another button. Okay, so inside this button, I just going to name it as a change. Okay, don't try to, like, if you don't know JavaScript, if you are first here, don't try to understand whatever the JavaScript code that I am creating. Don't try to understand that. Okay, just try to understand how it is working. Okay, so after this workshop, you can watch the live section of ours, or you can watch other JavaScript session that we're going to take. You can watch it. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, if I want to change an element, for example, let us consider right now I need to change this element. How can I do that? So how can I do that means, first you need to grab that element. So for that only we have the DOM. So what this DOM will do means, it has some of the properties and method. Properties and method. By using the properties and methods, we can able to grab the element. Okay, not only grab, we can able to grab it, and we can able to change it. So among them, if I want to access the DOM, then I need to use this document dot get element by id. What it will do means, it will grab an element based on their id. So you know what is id is, right? So id is nothing but, so giving a pseudonym for a tag, right? So here what I need to grab, I need to grab this element. So I just going to give an id, and here I just mention it as head, right? So inside this document.get element by id, I'm mentioning head. So now what happened means, this code, what it is going to do, it is going to grab. Okay, so right now I'm not explaining the things. Okay, so just writing the code. For explanation will be shared in any other workshop that is particularly we going to taken for the JavaScript. You can get it. Right now it's just an intro. Okay, so what we are doing, first we are grabbing it. We need to check whether it is successfully grab or not. For that, I'm going to create a variable const. So variable is like, it's like a container, we can store information. Okay, so what I'm doing, so this is a variable we created, and inside this variable I'm storing whatever I'm getting. By using this code, I'm going to store. So if I see, I can use the console.log method to how it is look, right? So I just say console.log head. So if I say that, you can able to see the entire element is grabbed. So this entire element right now we have access for it. That is what it will do. If I use document.getElement by id, based on their id, it will grab the element. Okay, so it will grab the element, and we are storing inside that in a variable. And sorry, and if I log it, that it will be displaying here. Okay, that's it. So the next thing what I need to do, I need to change this inner HTML. I need to change this hello to welcome. So how can I do that means? So right now I grabbed that element. Just think about how you will do the same thing in CSS. If I want to change something for the CSS, what you will do? For example, first we need to select it, right? So first I need to select it, and I use the curly braces, and inside this I need to tell the property, what is the property that I want to change, and I need to tell what is the value. What is the value that it should be changed, right? So this is going to be the CSS syntax. First we need to select it, and then we need to tell the property. So what is the property right now I need? I just say here background color. So that is background color is something that I need to change, and inside this value I just going to say green, and once I save it, you can able to see that is applied, right? So the color is getting applied. The same thing that you need to do it for JavaScript. So first you need to grab an element, and then what right now we have grabbed this element, let me selected the element, and then what we are doing, we need to give the property. And in CSS we have so much of property. For background color we have property, and align item we have property, flex is there, grid is there, color is there, font size, family, float, so much of property. Same like that in DOM also we have so much of property. By using the property we can able to do so much of thing. Right now among them we're going to see one of the property, that is going to be the inner HTML. So what the inner HTML will do means, it will change the inner content of an element. What is mean by inner content of an element? Okay, so here you can see this is going to be the tag, and inside the tag we have this, right? We have this hello. So by using this property, what we can able to do, we can able to change that particular word that is inside. How we can do that means, first we need to call the grabbed element. So we have it in a container. I just say head, and you need to give dot, and right now you can able to see what are the properties and methods that are available. And I'm going to use this inner HTML, like inner HTML, this property, and if I use that, what it is going to do, it is going to change this, right? So now what I'm going to do, I just give equal to, this is going to be the value. What is the value? So once if it is done, what is the value I need to change? So what is the value I need to change is welcome. So once I say welcome, okay, once I say welcome, now what it has happened, so this inner HTML property is used to change this hello to welcome. Now you can see once I save and refresh it, it is changed to welcome. You can able to sorry, you can able to see the same thing that is happening in the tribble also. When someone clicks this button, then it is changed to welcome, right? So that is what happening in the tribble. So let's see how we can able to do that. So how we can able to do that means, for right now it is JavaScript waits for no one. It will just read the code exactly, right? So if I want to wait something to run, then what I need to do, I need to create a function. So what is a function means, it will run, it has some block of code, and it will run the sorry, it will run the code when someone calls it. Okay, so right now just understand the syntax. Function is the keyword that you need to give, and you need to give the name. So the name I'm giving is change, is the name I'm going to give for the function. And you can see inside this curly brace we can write whatever the code need to execute. For example, here I just say console.log, and here what I'm going to do, I just say hello. If I done and I save it, in the console you can see nothing is there. The reason is, whatever you are giving inside this function, it will be run when someone calls it. So how we can call the function means, you need to call the function by their name. By their name. So here what is the name we have given? Change is the name we have given. I just going to say change, and I just called it. So once it is done, if I call the function and I'm saving it, you can able to see now the hello is running. If I don't call the function, right now if I save it, you can able to see in the console it will not work, right? The same thing, that is what we want actually. So how, right now the next thing is, what I'm going to do, instead of console.log, I just going to paste this code inside it. So now what happened, when someone calls it, then only this hello is changed to what? Welcome. If someone don't calls it, it is not changed. If I call the function change, If I call the function change, now you can able to see it is changed to welcome. If I don't change this, if I don't call the function, then you can able to see it is not getting changed, right? How many times, no matter how many times I'm shaving, it will not change, right? So, but what is the functionality that actually we need? If someone clicks this button, then we need to, right, we need to change this h1. So what we can do means we can go for the button tag. Inside the button tag, we will give properties and attributes, right? So we will give here, right? So among them, we have something called as event attribute. So what is event attribute means? It will wait for particular event to execute. For example, you need to look into the events. You just give us the prefix on. If you give the prefix on, you can able to see what are all the events that are available. You can able to see blur, can play through, change, click. That is the event actually we want. And dbl click, which means the double click, drag, and so much of event is there, and you can use that event. Right now, what is the event that we need is click. So if someone clicks this, then this function need to execute. That is what we want to do. Okay, let's see how it is working. I just comment this one. So I'm going here. So I just going to what it will takes means. So inside this curly braces, what it will takes means it will takes a function call. So what is the function call we need to run? It is going to be change. So what I'm going to do, I just going to copy this change and I just going to put inside it. Okay. So now what it is going to happen when the button is click, then the function is get executed, and in the console we can going to get clicked. Button is clicked like that, we're going to get clicked. So if I click this, you can able to see button clicked. If I click again, you can able to see 2 times. If I click again, we can able to see 3 times, right? So this is what it will do. Instead of console, what we need, if someone clicks this button, I need to change this h1. So for that, what you can do, you can simply say, right now we have that h1, right? So what we can do, we have the head and I need to change the inner HTML, that is to welcome. So once it is done, if I click this, you can able to see it is changed to welcome. So by initially go for here, you can able to see the element in everything is here. By initially it is going to be hello only. When someone clicks this button, you can able to see that some blinking is happened and it is changed to welcome, right? So this this is what exactly happened in the Dribble website. So if someone clicks that, you can able to see the h1 is get changed and the paragraph is get changed. How the paragraph would get changed? Simple. You need to create a paragraph. You need to create a paragraph and you need to grab and you need to store it in a variable and you need to say that inner HTML. You need to change the inner HTML and whatever the element that you need to, like whatever the word that you need to display, you can display it here. So if someone clicks this, it will be get changed. And how the background property is changed? For that, I already mentioned we have so much of properties and method. I will tell only one inner HTML, right? I will tell only one inner HTML. How? CSS, it has so much of properties and method. Same like that. Here also it has so much of properties and method. And by using those properties and method, you can able to change the everything. Okay. So right now I'm going to end the session with some changing little bit CSS. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to ask for const. I'm creating a variable. This is going to be the body, and what I'm going to do, I just going to drag the entire body. Okay, so I just say document dot body. Okay, so I simply say document dot body. So if I use the console dot log to check what is inside this body variable, you can able to see inside the body variable we are getting whatever inside the entire body tag, whatever we have it, right? So what I'm going to do, if someone clicks this, I need to change the background color to black. How can I do that? Means so we have several property. So I just going to say body is the thing that I need to change, and I use dot, and instead of inner HTML, I'm going to use the style. What is the style property will do means it will change the CSS. You can able to access to CSS and you can able to change the CSS property. So right now, after giving the style, you need to give what property you need to change. I need to change the background color. You can able to see if I say background color, you can able to find out here background color is available, right? Background color is available, and this you can able to see the case is little bit different. So here we use the kebab case, we will separate 2 words with the hyphen, but here you can notice that we use the lower camel case. By using the lower camel case, we will use it in JavaScript. Okay, so that is what going to be. And I say body style background, you need to change the body background color. By default it is in what? Ace blue. So I need to change this to I need to change this to orange. So once it is done, that's it. If I click this button, you can able to see the entire website is changed to orange. Okay, so this is what happening here. Okay, so by using HTML and CSS, what you can able to do, you can able to change the JavaScript, you can able to change the HTML and CSS. Likewise, you can code it and you can able to manipulate it. Okay, so this is a very glimpse example for JavaScript, not the entire thing. I'm already saying it is going to be a very simple example, and this is nice. Like this is more than enough as a Kickstarter. And if you want to learn JavaScript much more, please check through our live workshops. We will conduct every month. We will conduct the JavaScript beginner, advanced, React beginner, advanced, and you will get it. Okay, so that's it for JavaScript. What are remembers that? Okay, so I will hand over the session to the or my founder, Nabidu Biswasa. Yeah. Okay, just a minute. I think Sar will take over the session. I think. Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. I will like respond to you. So what are the frameworks that we can use it? So what are the frameworks that use it? I cannot understand. You are asking for JavaScript or front end frameworks like front end frameworks you are asking. You can go with front end frameworks, you can go with React that has a huge job openings, and it is very good compared to other library like React is a library, and it is a very good compared to any other things that we have. Okay, yes, filled. Okay, so those who are not filled the attendance form, you can fill the attendance form. Okay, so yeah, those who are not filled the attendance form, you can fill the attendance form. Yeah, once it is done, great, you will get receive your certificate within 2 days. Okay, so you will receive your certificate within 2 days. You can expect before Monday, you can expect that before Monday ends, you can expect the certificate through your mail. You can expect your certificate, and we will inform you in the what WhatsApp group also. Okay, yeah, thank you, thank you. Okay, okay, so any other doubt you have means you can ask, and after that we can end the session. Okay, filled, filled. Okay, no problem. Those who are filled,
Okay, thank you, Hari and Mosam, for taking such amazing session. Thank you all, and hope you all have subscribed to our channel. Hope you have filled the attendance form. We do things like this regularly, and we have this amazing 12-hour thing also going on our channel. So hope you have enjoyed this thing. Okay, so how long is the whole process? Whole process, like, it depends. Okay, it depends how long is the whole process. How long it will take the whole process? If you're from a non-IT background, it will take 6 months. If you're from IT background, it will take 3 months, because if you have some knowledge in like any language, even in Java, you have some knowledge, it will be good. Okay, so means at the end of the program languages are programming languages, so a little bit of differences are there. So it will take around 6 months, because you have to learn four things: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, as I've told earlier. So that will take, and we are there to help. We have our YouTube videos, we have our paid courses also. If you want to learn more about paid courses, okay, you can connect with join our WhatsApp group. And in the WhatsApp group, generally what we do, we keeps on with every day we have something, every day we'll have something. And you can join the WhatsApp group, and you can learn about what is going on. Okay, so recession comes every time. Okay, so and sorry to tell about one thing, that for the next 2 years, there will be no FANG jobs available. Okay, there will be no FANG jobs available. So someone was asking that how much problem I should learn. You should know nothing. Okay, those were required in FANG jobs only, as there are no FANG jobs for the next 2 years or so, because the recession is mainly in the FANG jobs. There are no FANG jobs. You will not get those high paying 20 lakh jobs anymore in the FANG. FANG stand for Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. But they used to be only 5% of the job. Only 5% of the job used to be those FANG jobs. Those are not there anymore, and they will not be there for the next 2 years. They will not be there, but the rest of the jobs are there. So that is the recession. That is the recession. So big companies jobs are not there. Big companies are going through lot of changes. They are going through a lot of changes. Big companies, not the small companies, startup, medium range companies, service companies, all those have jobs. Only Fang doesn't have jobs. Those big companies have overhired, and that's why they are facing this problem. So they are firing a lot, and there is a lot of hiring freeze in those big companies. Like you, we all know what happened with Twitter. You all know what happening with Facebook. You all know what is going to happen with Amazon and all those things. Okay, so those doesn't have job. Microsoft is also going to fire big time. So those all things are there, and this will be there. Hope you have learned that thing. But those thing happens every like 10 20 years in IT also. So those 2010 2001 bubble came, 2010 one came. So those things happens. It's the parcel of life. So that is there. But as I told, mostly the big companies are affected. So that is there. So that's about recession. So all the people who were like crazy about DSA, please don't learn DSA. DSA is not required because those companies are not hiring. So DSA is not required. Data service structure and algorithms are not required. That's a good thing. You can now apply for those 95% jobs in peace. Okay, thank you. And we are here to help you to get those 95% jobs. Anyway, we were not focusing on Fang jobs. We are not your other companies like who only focus on a 5%. We never focus on Fang jobs, and that's good. And we focus on the 95% job. If you want to get those 95% job, please do connect with us, and we always have this paid courses going on, but you can learn from our YouTube also for free, because every month we have CSS classes, JavaScript class. CSS is first week of every month, generally at 8:30 p.m. IST. Then JavaScript on second week of every month, and React just on third week of every month. And we do enough projects also to get you jobs. Okay, so that those are there. And with this, I will end this